Hi, this is Roger Moore, and you're listening to James Bond Radio.
Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas or Happy Boxing Day, and welcome to JBR's bumper Bonanza Boxing Day quiz of 2021. With me, as always, is my good buddy, Mr. Tom Sears. How are you doing, Tom? Are you looking forward to today's quiz?
I'm doing good, mate. I'm feeling festive. It's as I always say every year. It's Father Christmas's birthday, and it's also another important birthday in my life. It's my little sausage dog Pippa's birthday. She was born on Christmas Day, can you believe? So it's her little birthday yesterday.
Christmas miracle.
And, little Christmas miracle, yeah, absolutely. Little Christmas log. But yeah, man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling festive. I like your little Zoom backdrop there with the baubles. Oh, yeah. That's very nice. Yeah. One bauble for each Bond. Very, very festive indeed.
Have to add a new bauble to it.
Yeah,
well,
man.
Maybe not next year. There's probably about 5 years time. But anyway.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you this, man. How are you feeling? It's been a few weeks and months now. How are you feeling about No Time to Die? You still loving it? I listened to your monster, nearly 5-hour round table thing the other day in segments. I didn't do it all in one piece because that was a beast. Some very interesting opinions there, and it made a really interesting listen. It was good to hear all the different perspectives and stuff and different angles on it. It is quite a dividing film, isn't it? And it's kind of like I don't know whether there are a lot of people who are just like, worst Bond film ever. There are some who think it's amazing, and then a lot of people I think are somewhere in the middle on that scale, I would say. So where are you currently sitting on it?
So I've roller coasted a little bit with it, actually. Like first night, obviously, same as you, bit of shock, didn't know what to think.
Yeah.
Second time I watched it, probably is the best experience I've had. It was in the IMAX, BFI IMAX, and just lapped it up. And I came out thinking, God, this is a masterpiece. It was amazing. Since then, I've seen it 7 times in total. I'm probably not going to watch it again until I watch it sort of in the home. That's all in cinema. And it's always remained good, but I'm getting the more I watch it now, the more I'm a little bit frustrated that they just didn't add in that backstory to Safin that we've read about that he supposedly had, but it wasn't in the script. And I'm like, it only took a few bits of dialogue and a couple of little tweaks here and there, and that's all it needed. But for whatever reason, they went with a vague approach. I still don't know if they were trying to do that or if from the feedback that they've had, they've suddenly gone, oh yeah, we tried to go vague. But if they were trying to make it vague and it was a purposeful thing, I don't think they will do it again. No. Because I've only ever heard one person say they actually liked the idea of the backstory being vague and not really knowing where it's coming from. That's one person, and I've spoken to
was that Purvis or Wade?
No, it was yeah, exactly. And I've spoken obviously to a lot of people about it, So yeah, from that bit, it's come down a lot since viewing 2, but it's still my second favourite Craig. Nice. Yeah, I think it's a lot less close to Casino Royale than it was at one point. Yeah. But I still prefer it, I think, overall to the other Craigs.
That's the thing, isn't it? I think you always have to go in being like, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reserve judgment and just be like, whenever it's a new Bond, especially after a long wait and stuff, you have to reserve judgment because Bond is something we always hold so closely that you need some time and space and some breathing time, because like I remember once upon a time, coming out of Tomorrow Never Dies and being like, best Bond film ever, bar none. It's brilliant. And then of course over time you're like, it's great. And I do love Tomorrow Never Dies. I do think it's brilliant, but it's not above Majesties or Casino or any of those, obviously, but so you do need a bit of time, space and perspective to kind of really get it. I must admit, I'm flip-flopping quite hard on it, man. I still don't really know how I feel about it. So first viewing, like I said before, I was like, fuck, I'm not sure if I don't think I like that. I'm really not sure. Second viewing, total opposite, loved it. I got a half a viewing in because obviously I took Charlie and the missus along, and I had to abort halfway through because he was screaming. He started crying. So I saw up to the point where Bond re-enters the service by Hammersmith Bridge, and then I went back by myself and had a fourth viewing, and I feel a bit different every time. And to be honest, on that fourth viewing, I had some really annoying fellow people watching it. I had this couple sitting next to me where the guy narrated the whole film for his wife, and I was just
he'd seen it before?
No, it was the first time they were seeing it. Right, they were sitting there, and here's an example, right? Madeleine shoots Safin in the pre-titles, and then he gets up and she's running across the frozen lake, and and as Safin's following there, he would say, "Oh, he's coming for you," like that, and I'd be like, "What?" Out loud, right? And I'm like, "You son of a- what are you doing that for?" And like anytime there was anything surprising or anything big or impressive, he'd go, "Ooh," like that. And it was just like, oh, for fuck. But so I was on there because I don't like to get in fights in cinemas. No. Much as in my head that I do, I'm like literally getting him in a headlock. But my problem was I obviously have my phone on silent, as I always do, but I have an alarm that goes up at 4 o'clock to remind me to feed Pepper, and I'd forgotten that obviously goes through the mute. So literally I'm sitting there in the middle of the film, and then all of a sudden it goes on my phone. I'm like panic to turn it off. So I'm like, now I can't say anything because my phone's gone off. So it's like I'm completely muted now.
Just as bad as him.
Just as bad as him, man. And I was thoroughly ashamed of myself. But anyway, I'm flip-flopping on it, right? Because after that fourth viewing, I came out and I'm like, yeah, it's good. There are things I enjoy about it, but there's also quite a lot that bugs me about it as well. And I don't know. If you'd say, Tommy, what's your review? How do you feel about it? I'm like, to be honest, I'm not sure. I can't give you a definitive answer of how I feel about No Time to Die. There's a lot of it that I'm like, that was such a wasted opportunity. There's a lot of it that I do like. And it's like, it's such a different thing. And I do think we need a lot of time. We need a decade to go past before we can all really pass judgment on it. Because it's like, I really admire the fact that they've done something out of the box and brave and different. And it's like, yeah, that's great. And I'm glad they're doing that kind of stuff. But do I really enjoy what they made? And I'm like, I don't know if I do. Do you know what I mean? I'm just undecided. And I think it's one of those things, isn't it? Whereby how much replay value is this film going to get for me? And it's like, now I've had a bit of time and space. It's almost like, let's get the boys round and stick Schindler's List on for the evening. Do you know what I mean? It's just not something you would ever do. It's not the film that you would stick on for that, is it? You know what I mean? Yeah. If you want to sit down and have a good time, you're going to watch Schindler's List once in your lifetime and be like, wow, that was a very moving film. And wow, amazing. But it's not going to have much replay value because it's not a pleasant thing to watch. And I think there is, for me, there is an argument that it happens when Felix dies, that there's the turning point. But I think it's greatness. Love Jamaica. Love it. I think it's brilliant. There's a moment when it gets up to Felix's death where it takes a turn. I think I'm all right with that. But I feel like the definite turn for me, it comes at Belmarsh with the Blofeld thing. That to me is like when the film takes a turn and it's like, do I like what comes after that point? And I don't know if I do. That's it. It's almost like there's two films here. You've got the first half up to Belmarsh, which is like classic Bond greatness. And then this other thing on the end, which is, it just all goes quite dark. And I don't know if that's for me, and I like listening to your round table, listening to what Dobson had to say and Jamie and all those thoughts. And I'm like, I mean, I tell you what, I'll be brutally honest. I know it's Christmas time and we're all supposed to be really happy now, but if I'm brutally honest, if I sit down and look at the whole Daniel run now, I'm like, do I like what he did with it? Right? Let me ask that question. And I'm like, Casino Royale, absolutely epic masterpiece. No getting away from that. Other than that, am I really excited to sit down and watch a Daniel? Right. And granted, I haven't seen Quantum in a while because I've been waiting to do it for JBR. Spectre, I watch it all the time. So I love Spectre. To me, that's the Bond I've always wanted, right? In the sense that it's the classic swaggery Bond and all that kind of stuff. That we got a dose of that from Daniel in Spectre. And I'm like, okay, that's kept me happy. Skyfall, I'm middle of the road on. No Time to Die, I don't really know how I feel about. And it's like, there's a shot of Daniel in Skyfall when he's in his workout outfit and he's doing that training thing and he's got his hand up on the thing like that and he's got a face on, right? He's like poking the bottom lip out and he looks grumpy and miserable. And I'm like, fuck, I think that's the theme of Daniel's Bond. Just grumpy Bond, he's damaged, it's dark and it's dark past and history and it's like, standing at Vesper's grave saying, I miss you. And it's like, it's all a bit fucking miserable. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if that's what I want my Bond to be. As much of a masterpiece as Casino is, and Spectre is my little glimpse of that positive Bond we used to know. And it's like, shit, man. I tell you what, when I think of when I want to slap a Bond on, right now, I'm like, God, I miss Pierce. I want to slap on GoldenEye. I want to slap on Tomorrow Never Dies. I want to slap on The World Is Not Enough. And I miss that so much. And it's like, I get what Dobson is saying. I really get it. I really feel it. It's like, I do want GoldenEye 100 times in a row, as ridiculous as that is. And I know that's wrong, but I miss that so much. And that's kind of where I am at currently. Ask me again in 6 months and it might have jiggled a bit, especially with No Time to Die. But that's how I'm feeling. What do you think about that?
I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, totally. I think it's going to be. I don't think we'll ever get a Bond as grumpy or as melancholy as we've had with Daniel's run. I think they've done that. Obviously, Timmy, you had the dark, you had the revenge, and you had the death of Della and a couple of things were a bit along those lines. But I don't think we'll ever have a Bond storyline that's quite the same as Daniel's in terms of the emotional depth, in terms of the backstory with the parents, the characters, Vesper, everything like that. I don't think it's going to go that way again. So although at the moment it does feel a bit, it's not a happy-go-lucky sort of time. Maybe with subsequent films coming out, there is a part where you might go, actually, I want to get into something a bit dark or a bit like that. And because we've had a big dose of it recently, it's time for something different. So whatever happens with Bond 26 and the new Bond, I really hope it is different. Like for a lot of things, I know a lot of people. Daniel's quite dividing in terms of some people say he's amazing, some people aren't that fond of. I don't know if they're talking about him or his films. I think it's more his films, because as an actor, he's really good. There's only you could only probably name one or two scenes in his series where he himself isn't quite on point. Like not many anyway. Whereas his films, I think they've got a flavour. A lot of them. Maybe Spectre's the one that's a little bit different. And I think Casino, it's because it didn't have any pre-baggage that it wasn't like that. So I think that kind of gets away with it.
Though. I mean, there's no getting away from it.
It's exceptional. Yeah. So I think that's different. So yeah, I think for me, I do feel a bit like I want to watch a Pierce and stuff like that. I think with No Time to Die, I'm the same. It will take time, but I do love a lot of things they did in it. A lot of it is in the first half. I think for me, the annoying thing is that certain things just weren't explained or tweaked or whatever, because I think the potential is really there, and it's kind of a bit frustrating that either it was a bit lazy or it wasn't quite worked out or
unpolished,
or something like that.
Say.
Unpolished. That's a very good way of describing it, and I do feel that. But I think there are a lot of scenes in there that I prefer to a lot of the other Daniel films.
There's I forget who said it on your round table now. There's a lot of good moments in it. But I don't know whether I'm a huge fan of the whole thing put together. I think it might have been, forgive me if I'm getting this wrong, it might have been Jamie that said, I want to see a Bond who enjoys life again. Do you know what I mean? And that's that. I think that's an element I'm missing, is like, when you look at Daniel's Bond in Skyfall, when he's hanging out on the beach there at the beginning, and he's just like doing the Scorpion games and sitting there bored, like hunched over the bar, looking like and it's like, I see what you're doing, with the dark Fleming thing and all the rest of it. But fuck, man, Roger's Bond wouldn't be doing that. Pierce's Bond wouldn't be doing that. He'd be surrounded by ladies and he'd be having a whale of a time. You know what I mean? And it's like, I just miss that sense of fun. I think it is.
I think they'll have to bring at least a modicum of that back. I mean, they've got to. It won't ever be as dark as this, I don't think. I think they have to bring a bit of they might not go full on humour, but I think the whole feel of the next run of films is going to be markedly different to Craig's run. I think it has to.
I'm hoping for a Daylight's GoldenEye flavour. You know what I mean? To introduce the next one. But nice. It's funny. Obviously, it's so dictated by the times in which we are, because when Casino came along, we'd be having exactly the opposite conversation to what we're having right now. If it was 2005 right now and JBL was a thing, we would be like, oh man, we need to tone this shit down. This has got too mental. We need to take this a bit seriously. And that's exactly what they did. And that's great. But yeah, it's like where I am right now is like, God, I want to have some fun again. You know what I mean? I really want to see that swaggering Bond back. And I got a little piece of that in Spectre, which I'm super grateful for. But when I look at the totality of Daniel's run, I'm a bit middle of the road on it at the moment. I never thought I would say that because it's a, you know, it's been more successful than it has been in donkey's years under Daniel, and that's great. And I'm super happy to see that, and I'm very grateful for it. But at the same time, I'm like, am I that motivated to slap on a Daniel? Or is it just where we are in the run, where it's like, okay, Daniel's run's over now, and it's like we're so keyed up for something new and fresh that's part of the reason why I'm feeling that. I don't know, but I just thought I would check in with you, Chris, man, and see how you were doing, because I'm properly flip-flopping on No Time to Die, that's for sure.
It is a strange one.
Yeah.
I am as well, maybe not to the same extent, and I do really like it, but again, it's not going to be one that I'm going to be sticking on a lot, I don't think. Or maybe, I don't know. It's hard to tell, isn't it? I'm definitely going to give it a bit of breathing space, even though it's out now, like DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. I'm going to give it a bit of breathing space and watch a few of the others before we get back to it. All
right then, man. Cool. Well, obviously it's the Boxing Day quiz, so we should crack on with the quiz and meet this year's contestants. We've got 3 contestants, just like we did for the last 2 years, and we have our returning champion, Hunter Brining, who's going to come back for his champions round of questions to kick things off. But this year, rather than you or I and Team JBR coming up with the questions, we sent out signals to the JBR family and had 9 JBR family members submit 10 questions each. So we have 100, along with Hunter's, obviously. So we have 100 questions today, all crowdsourced from the JBR family. Some easier than others, some devilishly difficult. I'm looking at Steve Thorpe when I say that.
Oh my goodness,
devilishly difficult. And yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So shall we get cracking and meet this year's contestants, Chris?
That's it. Yeah, we've got just to put in the front. I put out a little video about pulling out the names of the hat recently, and we've got Adam Sluicer from Canada, which is great. He's joining us. We've got Barney Metcalf all the way from Melbourne, and it's going to be the middle of the night when we're doing the quiz. So fair play to him. Now I did pull out Ken Miosa as well, but he unfortunately wasn't able to make it. But we had the first person to get back to us was Jeroen van der Brom from the Dutch Bond fan club. So he's sitting in for us as contestant number 3. So nice. Yeah, we've got 3 great Bond fans from across the globe.
Absolutely. All right. So should we crack on with this year's quiz then, Chris?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
Bond. James.
Bond, what do you think you're doing?
Keeping the British hand up, sir.
Welcome to James Bond Radio. News, reviews, and discussion of all things 007.
Lucy. As you can see, I have no problem with female authority.
Oh, pipe down 007.
Do you expect me to talk?
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to lie.
So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2021 James Bond Radio Bumper Boxing Day Quiz. And with us, we have our 3 contestants. We also have our returning champion from last year, Hunter Brining. So, hiya, Hunter. Good to see you back in the hot seat.
Hello, Chris. Hello, Tom.
And we also have our 3 lucky, brave, and potentially scared contestants here. So we have Adam Sluicer, we have Barney Metcalf, and we have Jeroen van der Brom. So representing globally here, guys, we've got obviously Canada, we've got Australia, and we've got Holland. So I'm liking it. We've got the Netherlands. So this is good, Tommy. What do you think? A nice global reach of Bond fans.
Yeah. And Barney, man, big shout out to you because it's, 1:15 in the morning over there. You're going to be up late tonight. So kudos to you.
Yeah.
Man.
I look out to the windows to the right of me. It's dark.
I like your backdrop as well of all the Bond pictures, Barney. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I thought I'd get festive.
Yeah, nice. It's nice. It's good work. Excellent stuff. All right, then. So let's get cracking without any further ado. So obviously we're going to be kicking off with our returning champion. Our returning champion, obviously, Mr. Hunter Brining over there. How you doing? Are you feeling primed to lay on your Bondian questions to everybody?
Oh, absolutely, good sir. I got my ass kicked last year, so I wanted to make these questions not ridiculous, but pedestrian enough where I didn't have to go back and watch any of the films. This was all information that was in my head. So if I got it up there, I figured someone else has it up there, not some Dan Gale type questions like last year.
How many of them are on license plate registrations of vehicles throughout the
Not
film?
a one, Chris.
Good. Okay.
Well, I tell you what, on that note, we do have a round from Ross Sharphorn, who everyone will remember from the Car Chasers episode. And there is one license plate question in there. He couldn't resist, he said so.
I was told to study my number plate.
There you go. There it is. Mate. Cool stuff. All right, then. So without further ado, should we kick off with round one, the champions round with Hunter? When you're ready, man, lead away with question number one.
All right, gentlemen, in no particular order, what is the make and model of sniper rifle used by Bond in The Living Daylights?
I know this.
There's some confident faces. There are some unsure faces. Let's wait and see.
Just let me know if I need to ask it again.
So, sniper in The Living Daylights.
So once again, what is the make and model of sniper rifle used by Bond in The Living Daylights?
And if you don't know, it's worth having a guess, I'd say. Everyone good? Everyone sent their questions through, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm just checking it out now. So we got one from Adam. We've got one from Bonnie.
So after question one, guys, how confident are we feeling?
Overconfident.
Questionable start.
Now, Hunter, do they need the number as well as the make?
I think we can do half a point if they get the manufacturer and half a point for the model, if that's not too much effort.
Okay, all right, cool. So in that case, then let me just adjust that a little bit. Somebody's got it bang on the money. Somebody's got half a point, and somebody's got nothing. All right, on to question two.
Do you want me to give the answers or at the end of the round?
We'll do them afterwards.
We'll do them at the end of each round, yeah.
Perfect. Question number 2. In how many films does Bond visit Austria? And I will caveat that with they are supposed to be in Austria. They might have been filmed somewhere else.
Good question, Hunter. Good question. Toughie as well. I think questions like this, where you got to think of a number, like a list question, which I was renowned for doing in my time.
That's a Chris Wright special, isn't it? That one.
Yeah. I think you got to allow a little bit of time when it comes to list questions, because obviously you got to go through the films. You got to think about the country. Okay. And it does take some time. So Hunter, here's a question for you while our contestants are thinking about it. If you could have Bond visit any country that he hasn't yet visited, where would you like to see Bond go next?
Probably Australia or New Zealand, especially since you got George being an Aussie. I think it's kind of a crime he hasn't gone there yet. But considering the state of the world, I don't know if we'll see Bond there for a very long time.
That's a good point.
Good answer, though. Very
okay,
good
we're
answer.
just waiting on our final answer from our man in the Netherlands over there. What have we got you in?
So with this, it's not the films. It's just how the number of films rather than the films themselves. That's right, isn't it? Yep.
Correct.
Cool. Okay, all the answers are in. Question 3.
Question 3. What is Zukowski's high card win against Electra King?
I always remember thinking, whenever you get a question like this, it was, when was the last time I watched that film, and why did I not watch it yesterday?
Yeah. So earlier this year, a local cinema of mine showed them all, so I went to see them.
Oh.
So,
Excellent. Do you want to say that question again, Hunter, for everyone?
Absolutely. What is Zukowski's high card win against Electra King?
Another good question. It's an interesting one, this one, because normally when it comes to the gambling stakes in the card, you have your poker or your chemin de fer or baccarat or something like this, blackjack. But here it's just one card, high draw. But what was that card?
Okay.
my lack of card game knowledge is really screwing me over here.
Well, you got a 1 in 52 chance, my friend.
I like those odds.
All right, all the answers are in. Next question.
Question number 4. What is the name of Mathilde's stuffed rabbit?
Oh,
We should all get that one, surely.
I think
This makes me happy.
there's some confident, happy faces right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Just waiting on Adam there. That's it. Good. Every answer's in there. Good stuff. On to the next one.
Question number 5, halfway there, gentlemen. What does Bond order to drink at the Ocean Club?
Oh, man.
No, I think this one is quite a tough question, actually, because
It's a very tough question. It's not traditional, and the dialogue is very soft-spoken.
I wouldn't have got that.
I think half points can be awarded if they get half of the drink right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because this is a really tough one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Should we give them a clue, Hunter? It's not.
Oh, well,
a
hold on,
vodka
because
martini.
two of the
Not a
answers
vodka
are already
martini.
in, so it wouldn't be fair to the last person.
Oh,
Okay, so we're just waiting on Barney now, I think. Yeah, Barney, what have you got for us?
You know, I'm gonna have to just shot in the dark.
good one.
Okay, all the answers are in. Question number 6.
Question 6. The painting, Lady with the Fan, appears in which 2 movies?
Another good one.
There's a bit of extra trivia that I want to tack on at the end of this one.
Ooh.
We go back for the answers.
Okay, that's good. Just waiting on. Okay, and if they get one of the films right, I'm doing a half mark. Is that right?
Super.
Okay,
Definitely, yeah.
all right, good stuff. Splendid. And I'm just waiting on Jeroen there for the answer there.
I have no idea. And so this is just a shot in the dark then.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, on to question 7.
Question 7. What is the only movie where Bond does not handle or use a pistol?
Ooh.
Like it, Hunter.
Oh, that maybe.
The trouble is, when you have a question like this, automatically, it's all whenever you picture Bond, you always picture him with a pistol. It's like, no, I don't need to know the ones where he's got a pistol. It's the one where he hasn't.
Okay. Time's ticking on, fellas. We're still waiting on Jeroen and Barney for their answers here.
That's it. Should we introduce?
Just whisking through all the films in my mind.
Just on Google looking it up.
To Chris's point, I really tried to avoid going through the list of films. When I first came up with these questions, I looked at it, I'm like, they're going to have to go through every movie, every single question. I got to change this up a little bit.
Okay.
I'm trying to go through all of them. I can think of a moment with a gun in every single one, pretty much.
So it's
Not necessarily
a
gun.
It's a pistol.
There we go.
Right.
Oh, this concerns me now. I feel like I've gone for an incorrect thing.
Wait, maybe I know it now.
I can
Maybe
tell
it's
you,
this one.
Barney, you did not go for the incorrect thing. So you're all right. You're on the right track, mate.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
A little confidence swagger there, Barney, in your seat.
Okay. Question 8, please.
I'm sweating.
Question 8. What does Bond call the Dom Periom 53 in Goldfinger?
Does he call it?
He calls it like a nickname. As he goes to the fridge and searches for it, he refers to it as something.
Say like a drink.
It's a tricky one, this one.
It is.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think when you hear the answer, it will ring bells.
Of course. It's one of those where you'll be like, oh, of course, as soon as you hear it. Okay, so right, just got to hurry you fellas along a little bit. Okay.
Do you, I must. Oh no, I'll wait until later. Actually.
Yeah, right. Okay. Just waiting on our man in the Netherlands over there.
I have no idea. I do know, like, he's talking about the correct temperature and stuff, and
I know,
the Beatles.
Yeah.
But what else does he say?
I know, does he call it Ringo? I just know that whenever I watch Goldfinger further down the line from this, I'm never going to forget this detail.
Nope.
It's going to haunt me.
All right, Jeroen, I'm going to have to hurry you there, buddy.
Sorry, I'm going to have to pass there.
All right,
I don't know.
No worries. On to question 9 then, please, Hunter.
Question 9. What is the model of helicopter that takes Bond to Pitscolaria?
This is very difficult. I feel like you've got to be a helicopter aficionado.
If they get any of it, Tom, half a mark.
Yeah, I think the make
cool.
is fine as well.
What are all the helicopters?
I've got a book about this somewhere.
It's also a helicopter that's used a lot in the early Bonds and the mid Bonds, actually. But
if you follow my Instagram, you would also know.
Quickly get on it now, guys.
I follow your Instagram, and I saw the post, and I was very pleased with it. It was a nice little touch.
I think I've got like a bit of it because helicopters have long names.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gee. I can't think of helicopters.
If it helps, it is the safest single-engine aircraft ever produced.
Does that help?
Oh, but of course.
Okay.
That's a toughie.
Okay, just waiting on
like on the tip
Adam
of my
there. Okay. All right. Final question in the Champions round then, please, Hunter.
Tom, this one's for you, my man.
Yeah, baby.
List to the 3 locations of print nudity throughout the series.
See, this is one I did automatically know the answer to.
I remember years ago I called in about this.
So with this, I think you can get a 3rd mark for 1, 2/3 for 2, obviously full marks for all 3.
So we're talking
just
like
want the film?
Film would work, but location would be ideal.
Like the scene or
location.
location.
Do you know what? I would say stick with the actual location because it's quite specific, isn't it? Yeah.
But can you repeat the question? We're
Absolutely.
talking about...
Name the 3 locations of print nudity throughout the series.
What I love about this question... Yeah, go on, Tom.
Go on. Just to rephrase that. There are 3 scenes in the whole Bond series where you can see nudity of a lady on print, on a page somewhere, in the film, somewhere as part of the set. And I knew all 3 of them immediately. So I don't know what it says about me.
And I also love the fact that Hunter's had to go through every film frame by frame to determine.
When you say on print, it's not like on an actress in the movie, but like
no, like a piece of paper, like a certain magazine.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's helped me come up with a second one. But I don't think I can come up with.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me see.
Could potentially be a photo, maybe.
Adam's done well there. Good work there, Adam.
Okay.
And okay.
Because I can think of a few moments where the actual actresses are, but not the.
We can all think of those moments here. You're not alone there, mate.
Fond memories.
This is one.
Okay, so I've got the answers in from Adam. I've got the answer in from Barney. And was that your final answer, Jeroen?
I got one. I'm just trying to think of 2 more. Give me a few seconds, and then maybe. I mean, this should stick to mine normally.
You'll be looking out for them next time.
Yeah. No, it's. Wait, there
are legions of JBR listeners at home that know the answer to this one, and they're screaming at you now, Jeroen.
They're going to be screaming at us.
And if not, you have some very fun homework.
Frame by frame.
Okay. All right. That's it. Job done. So that's the end of round 1. So Hunter, if you wouldn't mind, just reeling off, going back to the beginning and repeating the question, followed by the answer for everybody.
Question 1. What is the make and model of sniper rifle used by Bond in The Living Daylights? That, of course, would be a Walther WA-2000. There's some actually very cool history about this gun. They only produced about 300 or so after the Munich massacre. Go and take a deep dive of the Wikipedia page when you have time with that. And then for you former MLG gamer crowd out there, you'd know that as the Wawa from Modern Warfare 2. Next question. In how many films does Bond visit Austria? Once again, that wasn't necessarily filmed there. Oh, sorry, there goes my Rush with Love ringtone. I'll hang that up real quick.
Nice.
That's totally not planned. Question 2. In how many films does Bond visit Austria? I'll be 4, starting with The Spy Who Loved Me, opening title sequence. He's in Austria. Of course, filmed in Canada. Followed up by The Living Daylights, all the scenes in Vienna, Quantum of Solace in Bregenz, and finally Spectre in Alta Asi, where he visits Mr. White.
I just realized where I went wrong with this one.
Question 3. What is Zukowski's high card win against Electra King? That would, of course, be the Ace of Clubs.
How?
I had the King of Clubs.
I was just wrong in every regard.
All right. What is the name of Mathilde's stuffed rabbit? I hope you all got that. And that, of course, would be Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Wonderful. Rest in peace, that rabbit. Question 5. What does Bond order to drink at the Ocean Club? It would be a large Mount Gay with soda.
Yeah.
Anyone get that right?
That was a
tricky one.
Viciously tricky one, that one.
Question 6. The painting Lady with the Fan appears in which 2 movies? That, of course, would be Skyfall, followed up by Spectre. That's the art dealer that gets shot in the back of the head. And it can be seen for a blink and you miss it moment in Madeleine's suite, hotel room, whatever you want to call it, at Blofeld's lair. Another interesting bit of trivia about this painting is it also was featured in the 1999 movie Entrapment, featuring Sean Connery, which he also stole that painting. In the set it was located in was Eileen Durin Castle in Scotland, where MI6 was used as their Scottish MI6 base, also in 1999. So a lot of cool Bond stuff with that one.
Loving the.
I think it was stolen in real life too, if I'm correct. Or
it very well might have been.
As I Bond likes their references to stolen art. As well.
Absolutely. Question 7. What is the only movie where Bond does not handle or use a pistol? That would, of course, be Moonraker.
Yes, get that one.
Remember that as a kid, the big poster with him and the PPK in the spacesuit. I was always upset he never used it.
It's a lie.
It's false advertising. What does Bond call the Dom Periom 53 in Goldfinger? Now, where is this passion juice? The answer is passion juice.
Could have been referring to something else then, but who knows?
Hope you all break out some passion juice over this Christmas season. Question 9. What model of helicopter is used to take Bond to Pitscolaria? That would be an Augusta AB 206 Bell Jet Ranger. Would have accepted any variation of Jet Ranger or Bell 206 or anything of that sort. Last, but most certainly not least, the 3 locations of print nudity throughout the Bond series. That would be Playboy Centerfold in Gumball's office or hallway, the various collage of femininity on the submarine wall in the opening of The Spy Who Loved Me, and finally, the entire back panel of the cocaine tanker driver, the one who's listening to that festive music, just absolute massive titties. Go and check it out. Highly recommend.
Nice.
Booking a License to Kill rewatch.
So that's all I got, gentlemen. I hope they weren't too tricky. I try to keep it strictly to the mainline movies. No weird book or other knowledge. To try to keep it more pedestrian for y'all.
Nicely done, Hunter. That was
a good selection.
That was a great round. A good selection, as you say. Good stuff. All right, man. I know you've got to run off and jump on a plane. You're heading off to Austria, aren't you, today?
Indeed, sir.
And so have a good trip, mate, and say hello to the missus.
Will do. Merry Christmas, everyone. Good luck.
Merry Christmas, Hunter.
Good luck. We'll see you in the next one, boys.
Cool. Take it easy.
Bye.
So long.
All right. cool stuff. You know what? We can crack straight on with round 2. Okay. Now, Jeroen actually did donate 10 questions to us today, but then obviously he ended up being part of the quiz. So I did some emergency questions to replace them. So this is the Tommy round.
I mean, you can still ask them if you want.
Yeah. So this is the Tommy round coming up. Okay. So everybody ready at home, get your pens and papers at the ready for round number 2, the Tommy round. Okay. Question number 1. This one is for Jeroen, and it is, who is your floor?
Who is my floor?
So just to iterate, we're looking for the number of the floor.
The number of the floor.
Oh,
can you say that again,
I
Tom?
think I understand what you're getting at.
Yes.
I don't know. I have
Jeroen
no
looks
clue
lost.
what
So
he's
if
on
I was to say, you speak English, I speak English.
I speak English.
Does that ring any
The
bells?
finest moment of acting from Sean Connery's entire career.
Who is your floor? And I would like the response to that question, please.
Oh, right.
So I could have asked that a little bit in a more of a clear way.
Now I know why you say me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Adam says that one. And Barney says that one. And Rian says that one. Cool. All good. Over to you, Chris.
Okay, on to question 2, chaps. When Kara says to Bond, "You picked up the police band," what is Bond's reply? So to give you a little bit of a thing, this is when they're driving in the Aston Martin V8. Basically, they're listening to the radio, and it changes from this jazz music to picking up the police band. And Kara says, "You picked up the police band." What is Bond's reply? It's a cracking scene, this one.
Oh, it isn't. It's a good
So,
chase there.
Living Daylight's the firm favourite.
It's a good one. Oh, Barney's straight in there with a belter. Look at that. Good stuff.
Nice.
Adam Sluice.
I anticipate the Timmy round with anticipation.
Okay. All right. All answers in there. Question number 3 is, what relation is Billy Bob to Sheriff J.W. Pepper? And if I was to say, Billy Bob will get him, maybe that'll ring some bells. But what relation is Billy Bob to Sheriff J.W. Pepper? Okay, Adam says,
he sure as hell's going to haul his ass.
All right, cool. And we're just waiting on Barney there. Okay, good stuff. Over to you, Chris.
Okay, question number 4, guys. When Bond meets Xenia at the casino table, he says, "It appears we share the same passions. 3 of them anyway." Xenia counts 2. What 2 passions does Xenia count?
Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, everyone's fast out of the gate on that one. Look at that. Good stuff.
Finally.
Okay. All right. Cool stuff. On to question number 5. How much does Bond initially suggest they bet per hole to Goldfinger? So this is before he whacks out his gold bullion onto the grass at the very beginning when they meet. What's his first suggestion of what they bet per hole? Okay, that's good. Okay. I'm just waiting on Barney there.
Yeah, sorry, give me a minute.
No worries.
So it's another tough one. Just before he pops outside and sees Ob Job standing there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'm going with that.
Okay. Over to you, Chris.
Okay, on to question 6. So this is Bill Tanner speaking about Renard the Anarchist. He was operating in Moscow in 96, Pyongyang, North Korea before that, and he's been spotted in Afghanistan, Bosnia, Iraq, Iran, Beirut, and Cambodia. What is Bond's reply to Tanner after he says that dialogue?
Yeah.
Could you just give me the
Yeah, I'll give you the
line
spiel
again?
again. So he's talking about Renard. He says he was operating in Moscow in 96, Pyongyang, North Korea before that, and he's been spotted in Afghanistan, Bosnia, Iraq, Iran, Beirut, and Cambodia. So this is Tanner saying that to Bond, and then what does Bond reply to Tanner after he said that? If you can get it exactly, brilliant. But if you can kind of get a hint of what his reply is, you can get a half mark as well.
Okay, just going to have to hurry you along a little bit, gentlemen. We need like a ticking clock sound effect, don't we? Like a countdown.
I'll get the countdown.
Okay, waiting on you, Adam and Barney. Let's okay, Adam.
And if you don't know, just try and put a stab in the dark and just see.
That's what I've done.
Yeah.
Okay. I tell you what, all three of these have been stabs in the dark, and all three of them are actually good lines. Not what he says, but they would have worked in that spot. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Coolio. Nice. Next question then. Question number 7. What is the full name? The full name of Vesper's boyfriend? Half mark if you just get the first name, obviously.
Fairly comfortable.
It's like.
Ooh.
Toughy.
I'm doubting this. No.
Yeah, good stuff.
Gosh.
These quizzes every year, really makes you have a bit of a crisis
brutal,
of your Bond knowledge, You question yourself.
There's always a few real tricky ones in between.
Boom. Over to you, Chris.
Okay, there we go. Question number 8. Oh, Commander Bond. Call me James. It's how long to Alaska? So it's how long to Alaska, but the thing is, oh, Commander Bond. Call me James. It's to Alaska.
Come on, you can do a better Roger than that, Chris.
Come on. Go on, you do it, Tommy.
Come on.
Go on, Tommy.
Well, you do that. Oh, Commander Bond.
Okay, I'm better at that.
I'll come in and do my Roger.
Okay. Oh, Commander Bond.
Call me James. It's to Alaska.
All right.
Call me James.
Okay, here we go. Oh, all right. Yeah. Look at that. That's good. Okay, so we got Barney, we got Jeroen, we got. Oh, everybody got that one. That's great.
Yes,
okay,
nice
good
one,
stuff.
lads. Nice
Good job,
one.
guys. Good job. We're a unit.
All right, good stuff. Question number 9. Why does Scaramanga like a girl in a bikini? Question number 9. Why does Scaramanga like a girl in a bikini?
Tom, why do you like a girl in a bikini?
Why does anyone?
Indeed. Okay. Right, that's good from that. We've got Barney. Good. We've got Jeroen. Cool. All right. Everybody's doing well there. Over to you, Chris.
Okay, so this is the final question of Tommy's round. Question 10 is going to be another dialogue. So what line follows this part of dialogue? You had no business bidding for that egg. What would you have done if you had got it?
It's good. So what would Bond's reply be to that quote?
So this is M. He's in a bit of a bad mood with Bond here, isn't he?
Yeah. I tell you what, old Robert Brown, he was good at being a grumpy M, wasn't he? Like when
he was.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hear the line again, what was that line again?
Okay.
Go
on, Tommy. No, yeah, go for it.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. You had no business bidding for that egg. And what would you have done if you'd have got it? And then what does
Bond's reply?
What does Roger say? Now, what I'm looking for here is if you get the exact quote, you get a full point. If you get the gist, it's half a point. Okay. So let's see what we've got here. So Jeroen. Okay.
It's something along those lines. I know that, but
it's definitely something along those lines. Okay. Boom. And okay.
I was expecting in the Tommy round to be like, who did the score in Live and Let Die? Who played Helga Brandt? Something like that. But,
who wants to stockpile the water in Bolivia?
Bolivia.
Okay, so that's Barney. Boom. Adam. Boom. Jeroen. Boom. Okay, good stuff. So that's the end of round 2. So let's circle back to the beginning and go through the answers. Question number 1 was obviously, who is your floor? And the answer was 3.
Yes. Oh. Took a guess there. Nice.
Very good, guys. Very good. On to question 2. When Kara says to Bond, you picked up the police band, what is Bond's reply? It must be an atmospheric anomaly. Oof. Barney was mouthing the answer there.
Yeah, it's a favourite of mine.
Nicely done. Question 3 was, what relation is Billy Bob to Sheriff J.W. Pepper? He was, of course, his brother-in-law.
J.W.
Question 4, when Bond meets Xenia at the casino table, he says, it appears we share the same passions. 3 of them anyway. What are Xenia's 2 passions? They are motoring and baccarat.
Very nice. Question number 5 was, how much does Bond initially suggest they bet per hole to Goldfinger? And it was, of course, a shilling a hole.
Nicely done. Okay, so Tanner to Bond. He's talking about Renard. He's been spotted in Afghanistan, Bosnia, Iraq, Iran, Beirut, and Cambodia. All the romantic vacation spots.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Oh.
What was the name of Vesper's boyfriend? It was, of course, Yusuf Kabira.
That's a toughie. On to question 8. Ooh, Commander Bond. No, that's the wrong way around, isn't it?
Nice.
That's Bond prepping himself in the mirror.
For the next one. Okay, it'll be, Commander Bond.
Call me James. It's 5 days to Alaska.
Yes.
Very nice.
Oh, lots of nods. Nice.
Everyone knock that one out.
You can just hear it in your mind for this one.
Question number 9. Why does Scaramanga like a girl in a bikini? It is, of course, no concealed weapons.
Very wise too. And finally, question 10. You had no business bidding for that egg. What would you have done if you'd got it?
I would have claimed it was a fake, sir, and not paid. There it is.
There you go.
All right. Cool.
Lovely stuff.
So there we have
I have a horrible
it.
feeling I've just peaked.
Steady on. This is a family show. Right, hold on. Let me just toss up everybody's scores there. Okay. Now, I tell you what, right? This quiz is all to play for, right? Because what happens from one round to the next, you could have a round where somebody's not doing so well. And then in the next round, they do amazingly well. And that's precisely what's happened here. There's been some jostling. Somebody in the first round was lagging behind, and now they've just gone straight into the lead. We won't find out who that is until the end, obviously. But just so you know, it's all to play for between all 3 of our contestants right now. So, Chris, shall we move on to round number 3?
We do. And now round number 3 is supplied by Paul Jameson from JBR Melbourne down under there. So there are some tricky questions in this round, but equally, I think there are 1 or 2 that you'll definitely get. So we'll start, obviously, question 1. Who was the costume designer on Quantum of Solace? Now, there's a multiple choice answer here. Okay. Was it A, Louise Frogley, B, Gianni Tamim, or C, Tom Ford? So I'll say that again. Louise Frogley, Gianni Tamim, or Tom Ford? It makes it a bit different when there's a multiple choice there, doesn't it? You're like, oh.
I say I would have just been making up a name if there was a multiple choice.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Although I do know the name Tom Ford. So maybe I could have come.
Okay, that's good. Just waiting on Mr. Slusar over there.
So A,
do I have to type the name or the number?
So the A was Louise Frogley, B, Gianni Tamim, and C, Tom Ford.
Oh, I think it was
Okay. Splendid. Question number 2 is, to the nearest $100 million, how much did Skyfall take at the worldwide box office in US dollars? To the nearest $100 million, how much did Skyfall take at the worldwide box office in US dollars?
To the nearest million, was that?
To the nearest 100 million.
Oh, 100 million, sorry.
Okay. All right, over to you, Chris.
Excellent stuff. Okay, on to question 3, guys. In which film does Bond wear a pair of Church Riders 3s? So this is part of the wardrobe. And in which film does he wear a pair of Church Riders 3s? I did not come up with this question. This was Paul Jameson.
Yeah, blame
I'm not even 100% sure I know what that is.
Okay, so I'll give you a clue. They're a pair of it's footwear. Okay, so it's a brand of and make of footwear, and he wears them in a certain film. In which film does he wear a pair of Church Riders? I think this one is unless you're really into the sartorial, it's a very tricky question.
It is indeed.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do know Paul, there's probably a good stab in the dark guess that you could put for this as well.
Yes. Oh, yeah, look at that. Nicely done. Okay, cool. Question number 4. What state, Barney's going to get this one, what state was George Lazenby born?
How many states are there in Australia, Barney?
There are. Hang on, there are, I believe, 6 states, 2 territories.
Okay, that's not bad odds.
If you know them.
If you know them.
Okay.
I just feel like the only one I know, so.
Yeah, same for me.
All right,
How are we doing, Tommy? All
Over
good?
to you, Chris. Everybody's
okay.
in.
Question 5. I think there's going to be a lot of good answers for this one. What is Connery's first name?
Oh, look at that.
There we go. Look at that.
I was reading about him the other day.
There we go.
Yeah, I know.
Which Connery is that though, Chris? Because there's a couple, isn't there?
This is not Jason Connery.
Yeah, I thought it might be Jason. Yeah. Cool. Okay, on that same theme, question number 6. What does Connery's tattoo say?
He's actually got 2. So yeah, he's got. Well, I know that he's got 2. He's got the one that we've got an answer for here, but there's also another one which, if someone gets that, they can get a point as well. Okay. I forgot to update that one for you. Sorry.
Can you private message me, Chris, what the other answer is?
Yeah.
Make sure it's set to me, otherwise I'm thinking of it.
Yeah.
I only really found out this year that it's visible in the movies. Like, it's actually, once you see it, it's quite easy to spot, but it took me years to find out.
Okay.
I've just sent it to you on Facebook.
For Barney.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Okay. And Chris, did you message me on Zoom or something? Facebook. You sent it to my Facebook. Oh, fucking sorry. Throwing my phone across the room. One second.
You have to.
In an act of solidarity.
Yeah. So yeah, basically he's got 2 tats that I'm aware of, and if you get either of those, you get 4 marks.
I'm good. I did one word. I'm going to send the other because it's come to me.
Okay, let's have a butcher's. I didn't know that. That's a nice one. Okay, Barney says boom, and then did we get one from Adam? Okay, we did. There we go. Lovely.
Sean Connery's tattoo says boom.
There it is. Boom. Never expected that one, did you? Okay, over to you, Chris.
Okay, on to question 7. What language other than English is Sir Roger fluent in? So what language other than English or the language of love is Sir Roger fluent in?
Standard. Okay, just waiting on Barney there. All right, very good. Everyone did well on that round. Question number 8. Rank the Daniel films in order of runtime with the longest first. So rank the Daniel films in order of running time with the longest first, with the shortest being last, obviously.
This is quite a good question. I like this one.
So longest first, shortest last?
Yeah.
Yes,
right?
please.
Okay.
By the looks of it, Paul's actually put the answers in the wrong order. He's got the length right, but the order of them is actually
he did actually do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul, if you're listening.
Okay, right, so let's see. Hold on.
I would go by the actual runtime rather than the order of the films that he's put them in.
Yes. Okay. So hold on. This is going to take me a moment to actually. So.
So here's a question for the rest of you at the moment. Do you think we'll ever see a Bond film under 2 hours again?
Ooh.
Probably unlikely.
Maybe. I don't know either.
I think because of I think because of
Well,
how kind of big they've become, I don't think they will. I feel like they're going to try and get their money's worth and get them to be as long as possible.
Yeah.
Well, Quantum was under 2 hours, I think. I mean, the questions are in now, right? So I think that one, that was quite recent, but I don't know if it will happen again.
Was that a result of the writer's strike stuff, though?
I think that definitely had an impact on it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Be interesting.
They seem to be getting longer each time, though.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about this. This is a tricky one to like make sure it's right. Okay.
Couple of years' time, we're going to be spending like a full day at the cinema seeing the new 5-hour James Bond film.
Oh man!
Okay.
To keep up with Avengers 10.
Yeah. I think the toilet breaks get harder and harder to try and keep it.
Do you know what, Chris? I'm suspicious about this because ultimately everybody here has given me the same answer, but according to Paul's notes, they're all wrong, and I'm a little bit worried that something's gone amiss in the translation.
We'll have a look at that then after we've done the other questions. Don't forget, Paul's given us a bonus question.
He has given us a bonus question.
So we'll look at it afterwards then.
All right. So I'm just gonna do a little note on that. 1 second. Okay. We need to reinvestigate that. Okay.
So question 9.
After you, Chris. Over to you, mate.
Okay. So this one's quite a good one. Question 9. What 2 Bond films do not feature a helicopter? So there are 2 films in the franchise where you don't see a helicopter. What are they?
Ooh.
Again, half mark for each. They're pretty prevalent helicopters in the Bond film. So yeah, only 2 so far.
And I tell you what, Chris, while I'm typing that up and doing the next question, do you want to just double check those running times for me for that question?
Sorry.
Then we can we can just
Yeah,
confirm.
that's hard.
All right, cool.
Oh.
Okay, so
yeah, that's hard.
Okay.
I can think of one immediately, but the other one.
Yeah.
I'm making my way through.
Yeah, no, I'm going through thinking helicopter scene. I like these sorts of questions, though.
No.
Okay. So Tom.
Yes, mate.
The second one on Paul's list should be 8 minutes longer than it is. Does that make everyone else's look a bit more?
It should be 8 minutes longer than it is. Let me just have a butcher's.
Which means that his actual order of films is right.
Is correct. Okay, so let me just double check what everybody said.
Let me just check. I've got one more to have a quick look at. The others are all spot on.
They're all spot on, are they? Okay, so,
so
let me
it's
just go back to that a second then. So what did Barney say? Barney said...
What did Barney say?
Said a great many things.
Okay, so Barney's onto a winner with that one. Good. What did Jeroen say? He said, okay. Nicely done. And then Adam, what did Adam say? Adam said,
are all the questions in for all the answers in for question 9?
Hold on a minute. I'm doing two things at the same time.
Sorry, I'm asking the contestants, Tommy.
Sorry. I'll stay quiet.
Have you three all?
They're like ballistics.
Let's
It's like lining up the bullet.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Has everyone put 2 movies in?
Barney's in. Adam is in, and Jeroen is in. Okay,
Perfect.
Good. Right, we're cooking. All right, sweet. Okay, final question of the Paul Jameson round then is question number 10. In The World Is Not Enough, there are 3 types of aircraft that explode. What are they? This is a difficult question.
Yeah.
Name them, and how many of them are there in total? So, do you know what? Let's scrap that last bit. Let's just be like, what are the 3 types of aircraft that explode?
I was going to say, Name the 3 aircraft, basically. Actually,
Go on.
No, it's all right.
All right. Okay.
I was stumped on the third one then, but it's just come to me because it's surprisingly obvious.
So let's see. All right. Now, Chris, what do I do with this if somebody gives me a name of something that it is what it is, but it's not really what they're called?
Do you want to send that to me so I can do what it is? I think we definitely get so there are 3 films. I think three.
Okay.
3 aircraft, a third of a mark for each.
A third of a mark for each.
Yeah, I think so.
Will I send a dumbed down version of what it is and describe it?
Yeah, go on. Just might as well.
I have a feeling I know what you're referring to.
Yeah. So. Okay. So if no, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Go on.
It's all right.
It's Christmas,
it's Christmas,
Tommy.
for
It's
crying
Christmas.
out loud.
Come on.
All right.
Bar humbug.
Okay. So that's Barney. That's Adam and Jeroen. Boom. Everybody knocked that out of the park. Of course, I was thinking Parahawks versus Paraglider, but I thought, fuck it.
Oh, okay.
It's the festive season, nonetheless. Okay.
I was going to describe it as Ice-mobile thing with parachute.
That's good enough. We'll take that. Okay, righty-ho then. Let's go back to the beginning and let's get everybody's marks. Right. So, question number 1 in the Paul Jameson round is who? After you, Chris, you led this one off, didn't you?
Yep. So, who was the costume designer of Quantum of Solace? Was it A, Louise Frogley, B, Jenny Tamim, or C, Tom Ford? The answer was A, Louise Frogley.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
Question number 2 was, to the nearest $100 million, how much did Skyfall take at the worldwide box office? It was, of course, $1.109 billion.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
That's a lot of money. A lot of moolah. $1.109 billion.
It's not bad, is it?
I need a lot of bags for that.
Okay, question 3. In which film does Bond wear a pair of church riders, which are boots? The answer was Quantum of Solace.
Oh.
Question number 4. In what state was George Lazenby born? It was, of course, New South Wales.
You'd get that.
Okay.
There we go.
And question 5. What is Connery's first name? It's not Neil. It's not Jason. It's not Sean. It's Thomas.
Question number 6. What does Connery's tattoo say? It is, of course, Scotland forever. And the other one, Chris, was?
Mum and Dad.
Mum and Dad. Isn't that lovely?
Oh, bless.
Okay, on to question 7. What language other than English is Sir Roger fluent in? It is, of course, Italian.
See.
I went through and thought, what languages does he speak bits of, and what sounds the most authentic?
I went with the Vai Avanti.
That's a great one. Great one.
Yeah. It was pure for your eyes only.
Beautiful work there. Question number 8. Rank the Daniel films in order of runtime longest first. It goes No Time to Die, Spectre, Casino Royale, Skyfall, and Quantum.
Mix Skyfall and Casino.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I had them down, swapped around before, but then I put them the correct.
Almost got it.
Okay, on to question 9, guys. What 2 Bond films didn't feature a helicopter? It was, of course, Dr. No and The Man with a Golden Gun.
Oh, of course, Dr. No.
Beautifully done.
So you get a half mark for each.
And then in The World Is Not Enough, there are 3 types of aircraft that explode. Name them. They are, of course, Parahawks, or you can have paragliders, helicopter, and a hot air balloon. Okay, very nice. Now, Paul did have a bonus question and an interesting factoid, actually, so we're going to give you both. The bonus question is, who was the youngest Bond girl in the 25 films, and which film was she in? Okay, that's a bonus point for everybody. Okay.
You want the actress or the
Who
character?
was the youngest Bond girl in the 25 films, and which film was she in?
I'll tell you what, we get either.
Yeah, either or. Character or actress name and the film.
Now, the thing is, obviously, could be a bit misleading because Bond girl, we're not talking main Bond girl. So we're talking an actress who has played a Bond girl, but not the main level Bond girl.
A lady in a Bond film, basically.
Because that could be a bit tricky because you might just be thinking of the main Bond girl, which makes it a bit harder, this question.
Makes it a lot harder, actually.
Makes it a lot harder, yeah, sorry, guys. But if you could get...
You've expanded the collection from about 24 or so to like double that or triple that
easily. Yeah, that is tricky. We'll do the interesting factoid while you're thinking about that. So again, it's about Quantum of Solace. In case you didn't know, this is Paul's favorite Bond film, or at least one of them. In Quantum of Solace, MI6's agent Craig Mitchell. The name for the character was taken from both Daniel Craig and his then girlfriend Satsuki Mitchell. So obviously both their surnames together, Craig Mitchell. So a nice little factoid there.
Yeah.
Anyone have any clues about the youngest Bond girl?
I haven't got any answers in yet.
Right.
So.
I tell you what.
All right.
I tell you what. Let's revert it to main Bond girls.
Oh, I thought I'd just come up with an answer then.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go with it.
Can I change it too?
Well, hold on. We're going to get confusing for the people at home, right? So
I didn't know you had answers. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
Sorry. This has got fucking so complicated now. Right. Okay. Has everybody put their... Let's stick with the original spirit of the question, and then, Chris, we'll do another bonus round with the question that you just asked. Then everybody's
bonus question?
Double bonuses. So the original bonus question was, who was the youngest Bond actress in the 25 films, and which film was she in? Okay. So have we got an answer from everybody? We have boom, boom, boom. Okay. So I'm just going to put that in. And the answer to that question was, of course, Tina Hudson, who played Bianca in Octopussy, who was only 17. Good God.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
He's really pushing it.
That's crazy.
With that one.
Yeah, isn't he?
Did any of you get that one?
No.
Nobody got that. So, Chris, if you want to pose your bonus question there.
Yep. Okay. So the additional bonus question is, who was the youngest actress to play a main Bond girl?
Must be this one.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm going to go with...
confident. I had this as my backup for the previous one, so I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the same one that I did for the previous one.
Just type it in for me again, Adam, just so I've got them all together. Otherwise, it's easy to lose them. Thank you.
Sorry, Chris, you say actress then?
Yeah, so I tell you what, you can say the character name or the actress name, but basically the youngest person to portray a main Bond girl.
Okay, all the answers are in, Chris, if you want to give the answer.
Okay, so the youngest person was Daniela Bianchi, Tatiana Romanova, who was only 21 years old in From Russia with Love.
A lot.
I thought Jane Seymour was like 19. Jane Seymour in like Live and Let Die.
Well, that's what I originally had, and then I googled it.
I went with Tanya Roberts because for some reason I thought I read somewhere that she was playing.
Jane Seymour was 21 as well, wasn't? I think she might have been 21.
I thought so, yeah.
Chris, mate, oof. See, the beauty part of this, right, is when we crowdsource the questions, if any of the answers are wrong, we can just blame whoever sent the question in, and then our hands are clean. But Chris, mate, you might have just made a fatal error.
Well, I'd say Google's made a fatal error, but hang on a minute.
Let's see.
Let's have a look.
Because
the suspense.
It might still be it, though, because even if they are both 21, who was the youngest within that year? Who was born before?
Who was the youngest 21-year-old?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
How are we doing?
Do you want to have a look,
This
Tom?
question has so much depth
all right.
to it.
So, who are we talking about? Sorry to everybody at home. This is
this is really good.
This is great podcasting.
Surely you've got some presents you can play with, being Boxing Day. So I'm going to look up Daniele Bianchi's birthday.
Okay.
Birthday, and you look up
Jane
Seymour's, and we'll come.
Okay.
Oh, mate. Okay, so what's Jane Seymour's birthday?
Hang on a second. What's Daniela Bianchi's?
31st of January, 1942.
But then you've got to relate that to it being 1963 as opposed to
73.
Yeah.
But surely if
it'll be exactly 10 years. Oh no, but then
of course.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm shit at maths. So what's the answer? Who's the youngest?
Let's have a look. Okay, so when Daniela Bianchi is when?
31st of January 1942.
Okay, so Jane Seymour, 15th of February 1951. So I think it is Daniela Bianchi.
It is, yeah, but Daniela Bianchi, there you go.
Yeah,
all
there
right,
we go.
Cool. Lucky escape there, man. You were under a lot of
I'm
pressure
sweating.
there, Chris.
My balls at the moment are
I'm sweating, yeah. Good God. Righty-ho, thank you.
Got away with it this time.
Thank you to our man down under, Paul Jameson, there for round 3. We're moving on to round 4, which is courtesy of Ralphie Babes, our man in Hamburg. Okay, so kicking that off then with question number 1 of round 4, everybody. Everybody at home, get ready. Question number 1. The purpose of chakra torture implements is to probe organs like the heart or genitals, inflicting the maximum amount of pain whilst keeping the victim alive for as long as possible. What was Dr. Kaufman's chakra torture record?
Oh, yeah.
Once again, what was Dr. Kaufman's chakra torture record?
I'm hoping to break it. We're getting a little bit of feedback from somewhere.
Yeah, we've got some noise in the background.
It's not me.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
Why am I home? Maybe Adam? Maybe
it could. I don't know. There's a bit of.
Maybe you could.
I think maybe it's somebody
in the back there. So.
Yeah, maybe you could click the mute while we're.
Thanks.
Okay, so we're just waiting on Adam there for your answer, buddy.
Oh, I did. It should be in there.
Oh, it is? Oh yeah, sorry. It's Barney I'm missing. Barney, what have we got?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Nicely done.
Okay. Over to you, Chris.
Okay, on to question 2. In the Fleming short story For Your Eyes Only, Bond travels from Canada to which US state in order to avenge the murder of the Havelocks? So in the novel For Your Eyes Only, Bond travels from Canada to which US state in order to avenge the murder of the Havelocks? If you haven't read the books in a while, that's going to be a tricky one.
Sluisar's straight in with the goal on that one. Look at that. No messing about. No delays. Okay. And we're just waiting on Barney there.
Americans. Okay. I think this is this the state? We'll find out.
Oh, yeah. You're all good, mate. That's good. Okay.
Okay.
On to question number 3. Oh, yeah. Do you want to read the quote from the book there, Chris, before we move on to question number 3?
Well, it contains the answer, Tom. So I thought
Of course it does. Shit. We'll save that to the end of the round. All right, cool. Question number 3 then. The revolving restaurant Pitscolaria is at the summit of which Swiss mountain? The revolving restaurant Pitscolaria is at the summit of which Swiss mountain? And Ralphie Babes actually visited it there just, I think it was last week actually.
Yeah, got some cracking photos as well, didn't he?
Photos.
Very good indeed.
Okay, once again, Sluisar's in there straight off the gun. Look at that.
I think I know this.
Okay.
I may mess up the spelling.
I'm in there, spelling negotiable.
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay. So Jeroen, that you're technically right there, but we need the individual mountain.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I was figured. I don't know the actual name. I
Okay.
just know
All right. No worries.
the Alps, obviously.
All right. Cool. Okay. All the answers are in. Chris, over to you.
Yeah. Question 4: how many reptiles does Bond jump on the back of when escaping Kananga's crocodile farm? So he's on that little island. He has to get across. How many crocodiles does he jump on the back of? In an unbelievably unforgettable stunt, by the way.
I've just got the shot playing over my head like a GIF.
Isn't that amazing that that stunt even happened? Like that would never be allowed these days, would it?
It's like a cartoon come to life.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. On to the next question then. Question number 5. When Safin calls Dr. Obruchev, he tells him that Spectre will soon arrive and request to enter a specific area in the secret MI6 laboratory. What is that area? Once again, question 5. When Safin calls Dr. Obruchev, he tells him that Spectre will soon arrive and request to enter a specific area in the secret MI6 laboratory. What is that area?
This is quite a tricky one.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, I'm not confident about this at all, so I reckon I'm going to have to go with a bit of a piss take answer.
Okay.
This is a hard round. Yeah.
It is a tough round, isn't it? Okay, just waiting on Adam. There we go. Okay, all right, cool.
Okay, question 6.
Chris.
Yeah, question 6. To whom is the novel Goldfinger dedicated to? So the novel Goldfinger is dedicated to one of Ian Fleming's friends. Who is it? Again, this is another tricky one.
It is,
Ralphie Babes.
I don't think I would score very high on the Ralphie Babes round personally. Right.
I'm gonna classic makeup and nerd technique.
I like that. That's nice. All right, cool. Next question then. This is question number 7. In which gondola of the Ferris wheel in Vienna does Bond make passionate love to Cara Malovi? In which gondola of the Ferris wheel in Vienna does Bond make passionate love to Cara Malovi? Now, on the side of these gondolas is a number, and you see it clearly in the film. When I went to Prater Park, I remember hoping that I would get on that one, but I saw it go off into the distance, and it was like, there it is. There's the one, and I missed it. I got into a different one. But it's also very awkward because when you get on that thing, you're also on it with about 30 other people. So there's absolutely zero opportunities for any kind of lovemaking on that Ferris wheel. It's just out of the question.
Do you know what I like?
I think that's something that you'll need to take up with them.
I like Jeroen's answer there. That's a good one, but sadly it's not true.
I know.
It's something I want to go with, but I feel like they did go with that. So
I do like how Ralph's labelled it passionate love. It could have just been something else, but it's passionate.
Yeah,
very good.
Do they mention that in the film? The people looking at them say, "Look, they're making the passionate love."
They don't. I guess they don't. All right, cool. Over to you, Chris.
Okay, on to question 8, guys. The Swiss authorities strongly insisted that the film crew do what with the cable car to Pitscolaria immediately after filming would be completed. So obviously the cable cars were used quite a lot in the film by Eon. The authorities wanted them to do something with the cable cars after filming was completed. So this obviously could be a bit of a stab in the dark, but what would the authorities ask Eon to do once filming was completed with the cable cars?
I'm guessing Ralph only knows this because he was there this week and he learned that fact. And he was like, right, I'm going to get it.
Lethal.
Okay. Okay, we are just waiting on... Okay, that's everybody. Oops. Okay, so... Okay, all right, we're all good there. Next up then, question number 9. What beverage does Bond order at the restaurant in the Eiffel Tower during his meeting with Achille Aubergine in A View to a Kill? What beverage does Bond order at the restaurant in the Eiffel Tower during his meeting with Achille Aubergine?
And I think with this one, if you get it exactly right, you get a mark. But if you get a part of it, we'll give you a half mark.
Yeah.
Actually, should we let's be generous? Okay, so this beverage that he orders, part of it is a brand and part of it is a year. So if you get both the brand and year, you get full marks. If you just get either the year or the brand, you get half mark.
Nice. Shooting it up.
Good old Achille Aubergine.
Koskov likes that brand of champagne, doesn't he? Anyway, so last question of the round. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, okay, so final question of this round. Question 10. What is the name of the Royal Navy destroyer that destroys Bond? So this is obviously in No Time to Die. What is the name of the Royal Navy destroyer in No Time to Die that supposedly, some people might say, destroys Bond? And if everyone is happy to have a clue, if they haven't answered already, I can.
Well,
give you
I tell you what, hold tight.
Yeah.
And we'll see what, because okay. All right. No, go on, do your clue. Sorry, I'm just
okay. So in Tomorrow Never Dies, there were 3 ships that all started with the same 3 letters as the ship in this one.
It's annoying because that's the bit I got.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. I've got one more. Come on, this is Christmas. My proper clue is the name of this ship. There is also being the vehicle within the series with a very similar name.
Okay. That
very similar name.
That helps.
That did help you, Bonnie. Nicely done.
There was a bell at the back of my mind, and it got louder when you said
that. Okay. Righty ho. That is the end of round 4. So let's go back to the beginning and go through each question and get all the answers. I'm just totting up everybody's results there quickly. That's nicely done. Okay, cool. So question number 1 was: the purpose of chakra torture implements is to probe organs like the heart or genitals, inflicting the maximum amount of pain whilst keeping the victim alive for as long as possible. What was Dr. Kaufman's chakra torture record? It was, of course, 52 hours.
Close.
I feel bad for the guy that was thinking.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah.
That's a nasty way to go.
It was. Okay, so question 2 was: in the Fleming short story You Only Live Twice, what state did Bond travel to from Canada to avenge the murder of the Havelocks? The US state was Vermont.
The revolving restaurant of Pitscolaria is at the summit of which Swiss mountain? It is called, of course, the Mount Skilthorn, or Shilthorn, or however you want to say it.
Okay. So question 5, this was a very tricky one. When Safin calls Dr. Obruchev, he tells him that Spectre will soon arrive and requests to enter a specific area in the secret MI6 laboratory. The area was biosecurity level 4 fridge.
Hang on, Chris,
we skipped
you might
one
have
there.
skipped
We
over
skipped the reptiles.
I think we skipped something.
Oh, we
there.
did. Sorry, I took your question. There we go.
No worries.
Do you want to do mine instead, Tom?
Yeah. So question 4 was: how many reptiles does Bond jump across when escaping from Kananga's crocodile farm? It is 3. And then question 5 that Chris skipped to there is the Dr. Obruchev's secret area of the laboratory was biosecurity level 4 fridge. And then question 6 was:
so that was: to whom is the novel Goldfinger dedicated? It is to my gentle reader, William Plomer, or Plomer. William Plomer.
And it says here, little tip from Ralphie Babes. William Plomer was a South African writer, poet, and literary advisor to the publisher Jonathan Cape. His friendship with Fleming dated back to World War II times. Plomer convinced Jonathan Cape to publish the first Bond novel, Casino Royale. Very nice. Question number 7. In which gondola of the Ferris wheel in Vienna does Bond make passionate love to Cara Malovi? It was, of course, gondola number 10.
So do you think, Tom, if we get to do a JBR outing to Vienna, we could hire out gondola 10?
I hope so, yeah.
I don't just mean you and me. I mean, like,
finally, after all these years, Chris, I thought my luck was finally in.
Finally.
Yeah, Jesus.
We'll just change that little light bulb at the top, make sure it goes out.
Nicely done.
Okay, on to question 8. The Swiss authorities strongly insisted that the film crew do what with the cable car after filming? It was repaint them to change colour, because apparently the conservationists and environmentalists feared that the bright orange colour of the cabins would disturb the landscape and the mountain animals. But nevertheless, the cabins remained orange up until the early 90s, so they took a long time to do it. Ralph has definitely been like going around Pitscolaria finding all the hardest things he can.
Yeah.
So
actually, he's just picked up an information pamphlet and just flicked through it.
And what color are they now then?
What are they white? I think they're white, aren't they?
I can't remember.
What are they?
Anyway. All right. Question number 9 was, what beverage does Bond order at the restaurant in the Eiffel Tower during his meeting with Aubergine? It was, of course, the Bollinger 75.
And the final question, question 10, what is the name of the Royal Naval destroyer that destroys Bond in No Time to Die? It, of course, is HMS Dragon.
There it is.
HMS Dragon.
Oh, I see your tip now. The dragon from Dr. No.
Yeah, Dragon Tank.
There we go. All right, good stuff. So next round is round 5, okay, which is courtesy of stunt driver extraordinaire Mr. Ross Sharphorn, who people will remember from our recent car chases of Bond double bill episodes. So, Chris, do you want to kick this one off, mate?
I will kick this off, and I must preface this by sort of saying there are quite a few list answers in this round of 10 questions. So apologies in advance. If you've got a pen and paper handy, that might help you with some of these questions. Question number 1 is, how many Bond films has the Aston Martin DB5 made an appearance in? So you don't need to name which ones, but just how many Bond films has the DB5 made an appearance in? So, we'll give you a little bit of time for that one. I can see Tommy looking wistfully.
Yeah, no, do you know what? I'm just thinking of one of those. I can't.
I know what one you're not, but I'll tell you it is, because it's in a different way that you see it.
Chris, I got one question for this. I know there is one where initially it was in there, but it didn't make it on screen. Do we count that one? Probably not, right? Or
for that particular part. No, but it is seen in that film, but in a different guise. If that helps.
It is? Okay, I'll just count it. I'll just count it.
I would count it, and then I'll tell you why sort of afterwards. Right. It's kind of a strange way, but I would count that film.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Right. I think we're all talking about the same thing, or at least
you are.
I can't remember a scene where that happened. All right, cool.
So
sorry.
We'll come back to that afterwards. But I would count that film anyway. I think we all know what film it is, but I would include that film.
Got it. I think.
Okay, Barney's in there, and Jeroen. Oh, Jeroen's getting stuck in with the. Oh my goodness me!
Just listed them all.
Right. Good lad.
I've changed my answer.
Okay, Barney's changed his answer. Okay. Righty,
that's fine.
Let me just adjust that. All right then. Question number 2: in which film does James Bond drive a Porsche, or a Porsche, if you like to pronounce it like that? Question number 2: in which film does James Bond drive a Porsche?
I bet Ross is loving it listening to this.
I bet he is. Big old grin on his face.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Bit of a tricky one, this one.
I think I have it.
Okay. Just waiting on you, Jeroen.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, which one? This is a hard one. I'm gonna have to take a guess, I guess.
I kind of like narrowed it down to an era that I thought it would be in, and worked from there.
Very tricky. All answers in, Tommy?
I have to hurry you along a little bit there, Jeroen, before...
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries,
sorry.
man. It's all good. Okay. All right. Over to you, Chris. Question 3.
Lovely, jubbly. Okay, question 3. In No Time to Die, Bond crushes Ash by tipping a Land Rover on top of him. What famous Bond chase is this a reference to? And bonus, can you name the villain who is also killed in a similar manner? So you get a point for the film and an extra bonus point if you can name the person who was killed in a similar manner.
I like these questions a lot better already.
Yeah, Jeroen's doing really good this round, it must be said.
But last one, I only got the Crocs, I think.
Okay. And all right, yeah, everybody's on fire with that one.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Beautiful.
All right, cool.
Good job, guys.
Okay, next up then, question number 4. True or false? James Bond has never been seen on film driving a Jaguar or a Jaguar for our American cousins.
Jaguar.
Yeah. True or false? So it's, 50-50 on this one. Bond has never been seen on film driving a Jaguar. Is it true or is it false?
So he's never been seen one, right? That's the question.
True or false? Yeah. He's never been seen driving a Jaguar.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, he's gonna say Jeroen says that. Adam says
I also,
that, and Barney says. So Barney, right? The statement is he's never been seen driving a Jaguar. Is that true or is that false?
I'll just report that again.
Okay.
Is that all
good? All right. I'll explain that one at the end of the round. We might still award you that one because it's kind of, yeah. All right. No worries.
Okay.
All right, Chris, I'll explain in a minute. After you, mate. Next one.
Okay. Question 5. How many Bond car chases have there been in Italy? So how many Bond car chases have taken place in Italy?
Right. Okay.
Another list question. So Tom, I'm in a giving mood. I think if you get the number right, let's find that Prata wheel again. Now, if you get the number right, you'll get a point. But if you can name the films as well, we'll give you a bonus point. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So car chases in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is car chases in Italy within the film, not just film there to be somewhere else.
Yep. Yep.
Wait, so just individual films, or like the amount of like if say one happened, there were more than one car chase in a film?
So basically, how many films featured a car chase in Italy?
Okay,
and then bonus one, if you can name those films as well, then you get an extra bonus mark as well.
What if they get the number of chases wrong, but they get those films correct?
But they'd still be missing. I think you can only get the names as a bonus if you get the number of films. I think the number of films has to be right because that's the number. And then if you can get the names as well, you get an extra bonus.
Okay.
I think I'm getting this right. Just making sure.
Oh, I think I see what you were talking about in the previous question, Tom.
I might have double confused myself
on a
thinking
little
about it.
Footnote.
Yeah. The footnote is what confused me, but it's okay. You were actually, you were
okay.
playing. Yeah. All right, we're waiting for Jeroen, I think.
Yeah. I think I'm getting this. I'm just afraid I'm missing one. There's one more, I think.
Lots of car questions in this round, that's for sure.
All right, we're going to have to just hurry you along a little bit there.
This is it. This is it.
Here we go.
This is the one I got.
Okay, so, all right. Boom. And then let me just cross-reference what you've got there. So we've got...
Oh, hang on.
Okay, all right. Boomtown.
I'm adding quick
Oh,
loss.
all right, Barney's getting stuck in.
I've added...
okay, so what was your one? Okay, all right.
I think I got it.
Cool.
Okay, yes. All right, sweet. On to the next question then, which is question number 6. Can you name the car sequences in which the Bond girl drives and Bond rides shotgun? I'll say it again. Can you name the car sequences in which the Bond girl drives and Bond rides shotgun? Now, this has been worded very carefully because it was originally Bond car chases, but as Ross rightly pointed out, some of them aren't really chases, but the ladies drive pretty fast. So we're calling them car sequences. It's not necessarily that they're being chased. Bond's riding shotgun and the lady is booting it, basically. All right.
This is.
And you just have to name the films or actual scenes as well, like when
what do you reckon, Chris?
Just a film. Just a film.
Okay.
I've got one that I'm thinking is that one, but it's not really a car chase.
It doesn't need to be a chase, Hunter. If Bond is in a car and it's being driven by a woman, that counts basically. Even if it's for 10 seconds on the screen, that still count.
Okay.
Guy loves the list questions, doesn't he?
He does. He loves a list, doesn't he?
They're good, thinky questions.
Yeah.
How are you getting on with your dogs of Bond, Chris? Have you managed to pinpoint them all yet?
Pretty much, but there's not. Some of the Connerys don't have them. You can see a dog in every Bond from. All of Rogers have it. Both of Tim's have it. 3 of Pierce's have it. Most of Daniel's have it, but not all of them. But Sean, there's a few missing. So obviously George's has one as well. So there we go.
All right,
I like the dogs of Bond.
We've got everybody's in. We've got.
I'm going to go with those.
Okay. Bloody hell. All right, these list ones are tricky to keep track of. Right, so we can do one.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'll ask a question. Has everyone put in their answers yet?
I believe so. Yes. Hold on.
Okay, guys. So between the 3 of you, how many films do you know that features a dog?
Ooh, okay.
So this is off quiz,
yeah,
right?
This is off a quiz. Just while Tom's working it out in the background.
So
I know Moonraker, the one.
Moonraker, good.
And Dr. No.
Dr. No, great.
They have dogs.
Yeah. Any others?
Obviously, Moonraker. When they kill Corinne.
Yep.
The dog in Thunderball that takes a pee.
Great one, nice one, Adam.
I was thinking.
Any others you can think of?
Does You Only Live Twice have a dog? I don't.
That's one that I haven't been able to spot one in.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then Aunt Majesty is the big dog at the
Saint
end.
Bernard with the
Saint Bernard.
Yeah.
All right, we're done. Okay.
We're done. Okay, there we go.
We're
We'll
back
come
in the
back to
game.
that later,
All
guys.
Lots of dogs.
Your question up next.
Okay,
is Chris,
so we're
number
up
7.
to question number 7, 007. Name 3 Bond films that feature Bond riding in the back seat during a chase sequence. So this is Bond in the back seat during a chase sequence, and there were 3 films. You get a third.
One immediately comes to mind.
Yep. You get a third of a mark for each one.
I like these questions.
Drawing a blank for this one.
I think one will be quite obvious when you clock it, and then the other 2 you're kind of like, oh yeah, but they're a bit harder.
I can think of 2.
Oh, that's good going. Tom, are your math skills good with all these half marks and third marks and 2/3 marks? And
I think I don't. With all these long list ones, that's going to take me all day to calculate all that. So I'm just with the long list ones. I'm just going with, did you get it right or wrong? Otherwise, it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah, it is a tricky one. I tell you what. Should we be? It's Christmas, Tom. Should we be? Let's be friendly here. I'm going to give you guys a clue. 3 Bond films. One is from the Sean era, one is from the Roger era, and one is from the Pierce era. So you can choose a Sean, a Roger, and a Pierce film, and he's riding in the back seat during a chase sequence.
And they're all cars, no other kinds of vehicles.
All cars. Bond in the back seat.
One
Sean, one Roger.
Can I add one to?
You certainly may.
Like,
okay. I've
Okay.
gotten the real obvious one.
Where's my plus?
Okay. Okay, boom, and so okay, and just waiting on Barney. I think we got your answers in yet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pluck out one more. You know what? Let's go with this one. There's a lot of doubt there.
Let's see.
Okay. Boom. All right. Question number 8. Fucking hell. Here we go.
Oh, God.
How many Q branch cars have been equipped with missiles in the series? Okay. How many Q branch cars have been equipped with missiles in the series? Let's
Do
keep
we have
this
to
one.
list them again?
Let's keep this one simple because this is going to be a beast, right? How many of them?
Just the number.
Just the number. Yeah.
If we start getting into bonus points and naming it, it's going to be a disaster. So
yeah, how many? But this is strictly cars, so not helicopters, not motorbikes, nothing like that, just cars. There is an added on bit where he said it's kind of a trick question because even though 2 of the cars were equipped with missiles, we never got to see them being fired.
I've definitely got one.
Okay.
Okay, we're just waiting on Jeroen and Barney. Jeroen, okay, Jeroen's in. Okay, and then Barney. Okay, boom. Okay, over to you, Chris. Question 9.
Okay, question 9. What brand of beverage is scattered through the streets of St. Petersburg when Bond smashes through a truck in his tank?
That's a nice, straightforward one,
Yeah,
isn't it?
look
Thank
at that.
God for that, eh?
Yeah.
Blimey.
So I'll say that
All
again. Right. What brand of beverage gets scattered through the streets of St. Petersburg when Bond smashes the tank through the lorry?
Pretty confident about this one.
It's product placement in Bond, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got, okay, everybody's in. Final question of round 5 then is, how many range/Land Rovers does Bond cause to flip over during the chase and subsequent gun battle in the forest of Norway in No Time to Die? How many Land Rovers/Range Rovers does Bond cause to flip over during the chase and the subsequent gun battle in the forest of Norway in No Time to Die? He liked flipping him over in that one, didn't he?
Certainly did, yeah.
Yeah. Great sequence.
It might be easier to compartment them into how many happened in the first part of the chase and then how many happened in the forest part and then add them together. It might be easier to think of it that way.
Okay, righty-ho. So, boom, and boom, and boom. Okay. All right, then. Let's go back to the beginning of the round.
Hang on a minute. 1 minute. There is a bonus question, Tom.
Okay.
The bonus question is...
My apologies.
Like, this round doesn't have to be any longer.
What is the license number of the DB5 in No Time to Die?
Oh, you have to get... No, I know from all the other ones. And I know No Time to Die has a different one. I don't know that one.
But No Time to Die's number plate is an LED plate, and it can change to other number plates. One of which is the one that you're probably thinking, but we don't.
Okay, I can name that one.
Yeah, we don't see it in the film, but I think you can get a half mark if you can get the other one.
Chris, okay, let me just wait for the final answers to come in. So we've got one from Jeroen, we've got one from Adam.
Yeah.
Barney, let's get your answer in.
Okay, I think I'm going with the one that we don't see.
Yeah.
All right, all the answers are in. So are you telling me that the number plate has the capability to switch to the number that we pretty much all of us know what that number is?
Yes, it does. I've seen it.
I don't. Does that stay in the spirit of the question though? Or not?
Well, it does. If
I don't think it counts.
Yeah, because it.
I think there's being nice for Christmas, and then there's that.
Yeah.
Maybe half a mark if you got the other.
You're fucking. Let's do half a mark. Okay. All right, half a mark then. All right. So all of you get half a mark.
It's Christmas.
All right, cool.
Come on.
Yeah.
Righty ho then. So going back to the beginning of the round, we're on round number 5, the Ross Sharphorn Stunt Driver Extraordinaire round. Did you start this one, Chris? I think you did.
You did question 1. Yeah.
How many Bond films has the DB5 made an appearance in?
I did question 1. How many Bond films has the DB5 made an appearance in? Okay, so the answer was, I'm going to go through the films. Goldfinger, Thunderball, GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough. Now, this is the one where it's actually seen at the end when through the 3D scan for their heating. So you see the outline of it there.
Balls.
Then Casino Royale, Skyfall, Spectre, No Time to Die. So there is 9 in total.
You know what?
Nailed that one.
Son of a biscuit.
You know what? When I was thinking about it, when is that in The World Is Not Enough? I googled it, and there is a photo of Electra King stood in front of it by the funeral scene.
Yeah.
That's obviously the car he's driven to that funeral, but you just don't really see it. I don't know whether you actually
the
just see it.
The World Is Not Enough.
Yeah.
I knew what's in your mouth.
Okay. Question number 2 was: in which film does James Bond drive a Porsche? Sneaky Ross Sharphorn. He never does.
Very
Sneaky
naughty
trick
question.
eh? Sharphorn, you devil, eh?
So every one of us named a film.
Can you what film?
I was fairly confident as well.
I answered Casino because I thought it was like when he was the valet for like 2 minutes. I think that might have been like a Land Rover.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, so
tricky. That was very naughty question. Very naughty.
I thought he might have briefly driven one in The World Is Not Enough in Azerbaijan, but there might have been the BMW. So.
Yeah.
Naughty Russ. Okay, on to question 3. In No Time to Die, when Bond crushes Ash by tipping the Land Rover, obviously it's similar to another Bond villain death in an earlier film in the series. That film was For Your Eyes Only, and the villain's death was Emile Leopold Locke.
Very nicely done. Question number 4. True or false, Bond has never been seen on film driving a Jaguar or a Jaguar for our American cousins? The answer is false. He drove Dame Judy's XJL in Skyfall.
Skyfall. Yep.
Nicely done. Okay, on to question 5. How many Bond car chases have taken place in Italy? There are 4. The Spy Who Loved Me, Quantum of Solace, Spectre, and No Time to Die. So you've got Sardinia, you've got the Marble Quarry, you've got obviously in Rome, and then most recently in Matera.
So did we get? Because I actually listed all of them too. Did we get?
Yeah, you get a bonus mark if you listed all the films. So
let me just make sure if that was question number 5. Wasn't it? Let me just double check that I did give you. Yes, I did give you.
I didn't get one. Is that half mark? If I got 3 of 4, or
well, you need 4 as your answer.
Yeah.
And then you only get the bonus if you answer all 4 films.
Okay.
Yeah, because I answered 5. I got the 4, but I came up with another one.
Okay, number 6. Can you name the car chase? Can you name the car sequences in which the Bond girl drives and Bond rides shotgun? It was, of course, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, For Your Eyes Only, Skyfall, and No Time to Die.
Oh, I forgot a few.
Oh, man.
Of course, Thunderball.
Yeah.
Very tricky. Okay, question 7. Name the 3 Bond films that feature Bond riding in the back seat. This is Dr. No, when with Mr. Jones, when they're being chased from the airport. Live and Let Die with Charlie, the taxi driver, before they kill Whisper kills him. And Tomorrow Never Dies, backseat with a phone. But Jeroen, you've got another one, have you?
Yeah,
Go for it.
I also got You Only Live Twice when he's at the back of the grandfather of the Rock. Right after.
Maybe is that a
Yeah,
chase? I know
That's
it's
not a
sequence.
chase, though, is it?
It's not a chase. It
Yeah.
did say chase sequence rather
okay.
Yeah.
That's just driving.
than. But he is in the back though, so I feel
But it's not a chase.
It's not
'Cause
a chase.
He's undercover. He's just being driven somewhere, which is a different beast.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but you get kudos for
Good
for
skills though,
seeing
man.
that. Yeah, good skills.
You get
That's
a
the
little bit more
JBR
street
quiz
cred.
for you.
Yeah.
Question number 8. How many Q-branch cars have been equipped with missiles in the series? There were 7 of them. The Aston Martin DBS and Diamonds Are
I got
Forever.
6.
Wet Nelly in the Spy Who Loved Me.
Yeah.
Aston Martin V8 Vantage in The Living Daylights. BMW Z3 in GoldenEye. BMW 750 IL in Tomorrow Never Dies. BMW Z8 in The World Is Not Enough. Aston Martin Vanquish in Die Another Day.
I forgot about the Lotus.
Yeah, there we go.
It had missiles?
Yeah.
I don't. Okay. Yeah. For some reason, I thought it didn't, but yeah.
I got 6 then.
It had the missile to blow
Me
up
too.
Naomi's
6 as well.
helicopter.
So, like he says
Oh,
there,
of course. Yeah.
Like he
That's
says there,
yeah.
it's kind of a trick question because even though all were equipped with missiles, 2 of them never got to fire them. So
Right.
easy
Yeah,
to forget there.
current golden.
Over to you,
Yeah.
Chris. Question number 9.
Okay, question 9. What brand of beverage gets scattered across the streets of St. Petersburg? It is, of course, Perrier.
There it is.
Oh, I got that. For some reason, I got it wrong.
Yeah,
I
okay.
was so convinced it was Carlsberg beer, but no.
I went with 7-Up because I was thinking.
I knew it
Moonraker.
was green, but no.
There we go. All right then. So question number 10. How many Range Rovers / Land Rovers does Bond cause to flip over during the chase sequence and the subsequent gun battle in the Forest of Norway in No Time to Die? It was 5.
Oh,
Wow.
That's like the
There's a
third
lot.
time this round that I've gone 1 below.
So there is 3 in the initial one because there's 2 that come after him and he causes both of those to flip. Then there's a third one that he causes to flip. Then he goes into the forest and then he causes one to flip when he shoots it with a bomb. And then the final one with Ash where he causes that to flip
Logo.
over the thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Great knowledge.
Yeah.
There you go.
Damn and bluff.
And then you want to do the bonus question,
Yeah,
Chris?
the bonus question was what is the nice license plate of the DB5 and No Time to Die? So obviously we got with the trick answers, but on screen it was A42900. A42900.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Okay, on to round number 6, which is courtesy of our man in Sweden, Mr. Jamie Mitchell. Okay, so kicking things off then with question number 1. In No Time to Die, the car that tries to run Bond over on the bridge in Matera is made by which car company? In No Time to Die, the car that tries to run over Bond on the bridge in Matera is made by which car company?
And there is a bonus mark if you can get the model as well. So you get a mark for the name and an extra point for the model if you get that as well.
Okay. Okay, we're just waiting on Barney. Okay. Over to you, Chris, for question 2.
Okay, question 2. What is the colour of Madeleine's bag that when she's walking up to her hotel with Bond in Matera? So Madeleine has a bag. What colour is it? It's when they sort of first arrive and they're walking up to their hotel.
Okay, lovely stuff. All those answers are in. Question number 3. What time does Bond's flight arrive in Jamaica in Dr. No? What time does Bond's flight arrive in Jamaica in Dr. No?
This is a pretty hard one.
Yeah.
I know the flight control probably mentioned it when he arrived, but
This is a very, very tricky question.
All right. Over to you, Chris. Question 4.
Okay, question 4. In Majesty's, Bond goes to visit M at his home quarterdeck, and he is met by M's servant or butler. What is the name of M's butler? It's a shame that house isn't there anymore. They've got the amazing gate is still there, but the house burnt down. It's a shame. Awesome place.
You visited that gate recently, didn't you?
Yeah,
Chris? I think I saw it
a few years ago now. But we went to the pub, which is just up the road from it. So we had a meal and a few drinks, and you can see it when Bond is driving the DBS towards it. And it's quite a nice little pub as well. It's worth a visit. We're going to do a little project, the pubs of Bond, and have a nice little beer in there.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have to sort
The
that
pubs
out.
of Bond.
Yeah.
All right, Barney, we're just hanging on you.
Does he go to pubs very often?
There we go.
No, but it's pubs that you see in the background.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Establishments that are below 007.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 5. In For Your Eyes Only, Bond and Countess Liesel are being chased by sand buggies. He shoots a wheel on one of the buggies, which causes it to crash. Which wheel does he shoot?
You got a 1 in 4 chance here.
Come on, Jamie. Jesus Christ, Lord above.
1 in 4 chance.
He's a For Your Eyes Only man, though, isn't he, old Jamie?
Yeah.
No one.
1 in 4, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get 4.
Yeah.
It should be multiple. Yeah.
Okay, just waiting for you, Barney.
Yeah.
All right, over to you, Chris.
Okay, on to question 6. In The Living Daylights, Q goes through with Bond about known KGB female assassins. There's one who looks quite young. What is her method of assassination?
I was hoping this would show up.
Okay, so I'll say that again. So in The Living Daylights, Q is going through female KGB assassins with Bond. There's one that looks very young. What is her method of assassination?
All right.
Yeah, Desmond saying this.
Can't you just? There it is. Question number 7. In The World Is Not Enough, Valentin Zukovsky introduces Bond to Nina and Verushka. They both have different hair color. What is Nina's hair color?
This was a question on your Boxing Day, like what their names were.
Yeah, their names.
A couple of years ago. I remember getting that on the note, but now
It's stepped up and now it's stepped up again now.
Yeah. So both their hair colors.
I just remember this scene because it's one of the few times that somebody other than Bond says Bond, James Bond.
Mm-hmm. That's a good bit of
I
knowledge.
always love Robbie Coltrane's delivery.
Yeah.
Bond, James Bond.
So, Yaroon there, man, you've given me the 2 hair colors. We just want one of them. We want to know which one is Nina's hair color. It's one of the 2.
It's 50-50 for you, Jeroen.
That's 50-50 then.
Okay, nicely
I'll
done.
go with
And
this one.
very well guessed as well. Nicely done. All right, over to you, Chris.
Okay, question 8. What year was Ian Fleming born? What year was Ian Fleming born?
Schlusar's in with a win on that one. Look at that. Nicely done.
I'm trying to think how old he was when he died in reverse engineer.
It's a good way of doing it.
Sounds like Jamaica somewhere.
That's my alarm to remind myself to feed Pippa. She's just going to have to go hungry. There we go. All right.
Boxing Day quiz waits for no one.
There we go. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, good stuff. Question number 9. What is the first chapter of Casino Royale called? That's obviously the original Fleming book of Casino Royale. What is the first chapter called?
That one I know.
Boy.
Okay, very nice indeed. Over to you, Chris, for the last question of round 6.
So I'm hoping that you've all listened to our most recent 5-hour roundtable discussion, which this question actually comes from. So it was mentioned by Jamie himself during our discussion, and his question is, what 2 things should the next Bond, whoever he is, what 2 things does he have to have? What 2 things should he be?
What 2 qualities does he need?
What 2 qualities does he need, the next actor, to play Bond? So totally, like, you can take a stab in the dark. I think,
but according to him, or just
according to him, but I think Tom totally agrees with it as well.
I do. I very much wholeheartedly agree with what the next Bond needs to be.
Yeah, and you get a half mark for each. One of them we've had recently. The other one we haven't had for a little bit of time, have we, Tom? Really?
Yeah.
And that's the bonus question, or
no? That's just question 10.
That's
that
was
question 10.
Just repeat it again. I just need to.
Yeah, sorry. So, in the epic second round podcast, Jamie mentioned 2 things that the next Bond, whoever he is, has to be. What are they? So, what 2 qualities does the next Bond actor have to have?
I bet a lot of the loyal listeners who tune in every week, they will get this easily, probably. But, yeah.
Are you one of those people?
I listen to them a lot, believe it or not, but I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, neither have I.
To be fair, 5 hours is a long time.
But believe me, I've spent a lot of times listening to JBR.
Yeah, definitely. Just not that one.
Well, another way to go, if you haven't got a clue, is just to think, what 2 things do you want your next Bond to be?
Yeah.
And then to see if you get it.
Hopefully, I wouldn't mind seeing my guesses in a Bond film.
Me neither.
All right, so all the answers are in. So let me just quickly tot everybody up. I've taken a leaf out of your book this year, Chris, and I'm using a spreadsheet to track everybody.
Man.
So it's a lot more efficient than what I was doing last year with a pen and a scrap of paper.
That gets difficult. Yeah.
That's good. All right, cool. Righty-ho then. Let's go back to the beginning of the round, repeat the questions and get the answers in then. So round 6, the Jamie Mitchell round. Question number 1 was, in No Time to Die, the car that tries to run over Bond on the bridge in Materia is made by which car company? It was, of course, Maserati. And you get an extra point if you get the full name of the car. It is a Maserati Quattroporte 4.
Went with a different model, but did get the brand at least.
You still got a full mark for that. So.
Yeah.
So question 2, what is the colour of Madeleine's bag she has on her when they walk into the hotel with Bond in Materia? The colour of that bag, like the rest of her outfit, was white.
Question number 3, what time does Bond's flight arrive in Jamaica Induction now? It is, of course, 9:44. Though Jamie will accept 9:45 because it does look close to it.
Of course.
Yeah. The iconic James Bond number.
Okay, so in question 4, in Majesty's, Bond goes to see M at quarterdeck and he meets M's butler. What is the name of M's butler? It is Hammond.
I literally, I'm pretty sure I learned that like yesterday.
Really? Oh, wow.
Hammond, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Question number 5. In For Your Eyes Only, Bond encounters Lisa being chased by the sand buggies. He shoots a wheel on one of the buggies, which causes it to crash. Which wheel does he shoot? It was, of course, the front right wheel.
Did anyone get that one?
Nobody got that one.
Oh.
Lots of we had a couple of front lefts.
Yeah, I went for left.
Okay, on to question 6. In The Living Daylights, Q goes over the known KGB female assassins. There's one that looks very young. What is the assassination method? It is, of course, explosive teddy bears.
Teddy bear.
What if we just got teddy bear? Is that like a half mark? Or?
Yeah, I think teddy bear gets a half mark, yeah.
I'm picturing
completely went the wrong way.
Life.
What did you go for that one, Hurin?
I thought they did a little foreshadowing, and Q mentions like strangulation with her ties, but that was probably
that's another person.
That is one, but there's one who looked very young, and it was the child impersonator. That one.
That's not the one you meant. Okay, fair enough.
Sorry, Rude.
In the World Is Not
No worries.
Number 7, In the World Is Not Enough, Valentin Zukovsky introduces Bond to Nina and Verushka. They have both different hair colour. What is Nina's hair colour? She is, of course, a blonde. Lucky guess there, Jeroen.
Nice.
You got that. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Okay, and question 8, what year was Ian Fleming born? It was 1908.
There you go.
Oh, 1 year off.
A year before Cubby Broccoli was born. Cubby Broccoli was 09.
Really?
Precisely 100 years before you and I met, Chris.
That's
Isn't that
exactly
crazy?
it.
How about that?
Wow.
Crazy. I wonder why that is. What a coincidence.
Yeah, indeed. Question number 9. In the book of Casino Royale, what is the title of the first chapter? It is, of course, The Secret Agent.
Yes.
Oh, I did chapter 2 then.
Nice one. And then finally, question 10. This is obviously a tough one. In the second roundtable podcast, Jamie mentioned 2 things he wants from whoever plays Bond next. They are, he has to be well built and a shagger.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
100%.
I can see Tommy's point now.
Okay, so fondness for yoga and must own an air fryer is not the answer.
It's probably the way it's going, though, man. That's probably going to be our next Bond. He's going to be into all that. All right, cool stuff. Thank you to Jamie Mitchell for round number 6. On to round number 7, which is courtesy of our man Tup North, Mr. Gary Bootle. And Gary has split his round into 2 halves. So we've got 2 subjects that we're going to cover this time. The first half round is called the Food of Bond, and that is followed up with Overseas Bond Titles round. Okay, so this is going to get interesting. So, Chris, do you want to kick this one off, mate?
Oh, my God.
Okay, yep.
This first half, it's just going to be eggs. More eggs.
Okay, so the first question on the Food of Bond round is, in the film From Russia with Love, when Bond and Tatiana are on the train with Red Grant, what dinner does he order? So in the film From Russia with Love, when they're on the train, Bond orders something for dinner. What is it?
I know what Grant orders, but...
Yeah, I was going to say.
What is Bond?
There might... I'll give you a clue if everyone wants a clue. Everyone want a clue?
I'll take a clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The similarity in food choice is basically between all 3. I think there's very similar food choices there, if that helps.
So if you know what Grant ordered...
Oh, wait. Okay. Can I still change mine?
I will allow that, Jeroen, on this one occasion.
Yeah. So basically, they all end up eating the same thing.
Yeah.
How are we doing, Tommy? I know what you're going to say.
There's a generic family.
I think the generic family should be a half mark.
Okay,
and I think
generic
the other
family
one
is
should
half
be,
mark. Okay.
And then the exact should be a full mark.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just check everybody's thingies there. Okay, boom, boom, boom. And then Adams was... Okay. Righty-ho. Question number 2 then. In the film The Living Daylights, what is Brad Whitaker eating when he orders Necros to kill Bond? Once again, question number 2. In the film The Living Daylights, what is Brad Whitaker eating when he orders Necros to kill Bond?
You do get to see it quite well.
Quite prominently,
in this,
yeah. If you really think about it and picture the scene.
If I'm remembering correctly, he's very vigorous.
Yes, indeed he is, Barney. Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't the Big Mac.
It was just there.
I'm trying to think of an American dish.
It's funny you say that because my first instinct with the last question was like, what does Bond order? And I thought Happy Meal. I was like, why are they doing that?
Yeah, this is not my round. No clue.
It's a good guess then. All right, question 3, Chris.
Question 3. Now, this is a bit of a big one, so excuse me in advance. In the story 007 in New York, Ian Fleming describes Bond's breakfast. He says, when in London, Bond maintains a simple routine. Sitting down to read the Times, he breakfasts on 2 large cups of very strong coffee from De Bry in New Oxford Street, and that coffee is brewed in a certain type of coffee maker. What is that type of coffee maker? So, out of every question that Gary could have had within this snippet of Bond's breakfast, that's probably the hardest thing to go for.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
Gary is really like the food guy, I guess.
He likes his grub, doesn't he, Elgaza?
He does, yeah, certainly does.
All right, number 4. What condiment links Scaramanga's and Stromberg's dinner table? Question number 4. What condiment links Scaramanga and Stromberg's dinner table?
I must add, on this particular point, I've been rather partial to this lately. I've been having it quite a bit. and on Bond's favourite type of breakfast as well, and it seems to go quite well.
So it's a little something that both of those villains enjoy.
Condiment, is that like food or a drink?
It's a sauce.
A sauce. Like it will come in a bottle, pour it on you, whatever.
Okay.
Preferably your food rather than something else.
It's on the couch,
All right, cool. Over to you, Chris. Question number 5 when you're ready.
Okay, question 5. In Live and... Oh, God, this is a long one and a tricky one. In Live and Let Die, Sir Roger has a nasty turn in a booth whilst visiting the Filet of Soul in Harlem. There are 6 menu choices visible on the wall behind him. Name as many as you can. And there's a... Well, hang on a minute. Okay, so it's a point for each. So actually, this is quite good.
This is a bonanza.
In fact, this one, you could get a lot of marks, and there's some good guesswork here. So name as many of the 6 menu choices as you can, and if you can get the price for them as well, you get an extra point. So you could get up to 12 points in this question alone. So you've got 6 types of food to name and 6 prices. Obviously, the prices are going to be quite tricky, but the foods, I think, you've got a good chance of getting some high scoring in this question.
And can I just ask, when you send the answers through, if you could keep them in one message rather than send them separately, that will help me a lot in keeping track of who's said what.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So I have a feeling that Jeroen's previous tactic of American food might come in handy.
There we go. Might be thinking along the right lines there.
Tell you what, they don't make them that cheap anymore, do they, Chris?
I tell you what, you could eat a lot for.
You certainly could.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, not even Weatherspoons do them that cheap anymore, do they?
No. So, Tom, just out of interest, out of those listed from top to bottom, what's your favourite?
I would. Oh, it's a difficult one actually, but I would probably go for. I'm curious about number 4 because I'm not quite 100% sure what that is.
Yeah,
I can guess, but I would probably, if I was going to order right now, it would be the 3rd one on the list.
The 3rd it's a classic, isn't it?
Yeah,
the 3rd. Yeah.
Okay. Right,
sorry, Jeroen, did you have a question there?
No. I was just afraid that Tom was going to mention the answers while I was still.
Okay.
Yeah. So 6 food choices, and if you can come up with some potential prices for those.
Yeah.
It's not good.
What are you putting us through, Gary?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, here we go.
Okay.
I'm leaving it with the food. I'm not going to try with the prices.
This is very funny. Okay, mate, you're in. That's some good price work there, mate. But it's, believe it or not, it's actually way cheaper than anything you've put.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the 70s after all. Maybe
so
too expensive.
After all that, with a possible total of 12 points for each person, we got one person who scored 1. Another person who scored 1 and somebody who scored 2. That was a tricky one. That was a tricky round.
That was hard. Right.
All right. Cool. So that's the Food of Bond round taken care of. Second half of the Bootle round is the Overseas Bond titles round, and as Gary has introduced this round himself, I'm gonna read it. It says, many of us love the artwork of the Bond film posters, and some of the ones made for the international markets are particularly interesting. These often contain funky overseas titles for the films. So this round is multiple choice, and we are looking for the correct title for the film in a specific territory. So because it's multiple choice, it narrows it down a little bit, doesn't it? So you're not too bad. So question number 6 is, what was the Spanish title for Diamonds Are Forever? Was it A, Diamonds Are Infinity? Was it B, Diamonds Are Perpetuity? Or was it C, Diamonds Are Eternity?
Will you repeat those, please, Tom?
I'm glad this is multiple choice.
You just go through them again.
Yeah.
Diamonds are infinity. So A, diamonds are infinity. B, diamonds are perpetuity. C, diamonds are eternity. All right, over to you, Chris, for question number 7.
Number 7. Okay, so 007 question along the same sort of lines. What was the German title for Dr. No? Was it A, James Bond hunts Dr. No, B, James Bond chases Dr. No, or C, the Engländer targets Dr. No? Yeah. That's...
What were the options again?
Okay, so A, James Bond hunts Dr. No, B, James Bond chases Dr. No, or C, the Engländer targets Dr. No?
Disappointing, none of the options are just Dr. 9.
Tom, I want to change my answer. Is that still possible, or are we?
I would advise you not to do that.
Because I'm okay.
All right. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, here we go.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. All right, good stuff. Question number 8. What was the Japanese title for On Her Majesty's Secret Service? Was it A, James Bond secretly works for the Queen, B, the Queen's 007, or C, the Honourable James Bond meets the naughty angels and bang bangs up the mountain? So once again, what was the Japanese title for On Her Majesty's Secret Service? Was it A, James Bond secretly works for the Queen, B, the Queen's 007, or C, the Honourable James Bond meets the naughty angels and bang bangs up the mountain?
Trick question. It's James Bond versus Godzilla.
Okay, so...
How are we doing?
Okay.
So there's one answer that I think deep down we all want it to be.
That would be amazing.
All right, over to you, Chris.
Okay, question number 9. What was the... Oh, wait for Hero in a sec. Are you everything all good?
Everything? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I already sent my answer.
Okay, for question 9, what was the Argentine title for Octopussy? Was it A, Octopussy 007 versus the Deadly Girls, B, Octopussy 007 as a clown, or C, Octopussy 007 bang bangs on an island of beautiful women and has another right result? Oh, the
noticing a theme. See, I feel like one of these has got to be correct.
Yeah. And you could think the Japanese would probably come up with something like that.
Yeah.
So I'll say it again. So it's 007 versus the Deadly Girls. 007 is the clown, or 007 bang bangs on an island of beautiful women and has another right result. Ooh, the lucky bugger.
Okay.
I think all James Bond films should have bang bang in the title.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, I mean, you got like kiss kiss bang bang.
Imagine buying a movie ticket to a title like that.
James Bond's bang bang.
Okay, question number 10 then in the bootle round. What is the Chinese Mandarin title for No Time to Die? Is it A, 007, There Is No Time to Die, B, 007 Gets Killed, or C, 007, Yes, I Like Animals? Once again, what is the Chinese Mandarin title for No Time to Die? Is it A, 007, There Is No Time to Die? Is it B, 007 Gets Killed? Or is it C, 007, Yes, I Like Animals? Okay.
Yeah, match.
I'd be completely surprised if it's any of the last two.
Surely it's like James Bond bang bang and gets child as a result.
That is the most logical one, I guess.
That would make sense.
Okay. And boom, boom, boom. Okay, right. Let's go back to the round, and it's the beginning of the round, and answer each of those. So, Chris, I think you kicked this one off, didn't you?
That's it, yeah. So the food of Bond round 1. Question 1 was, in the From Russia with Love, what does Bond order for dinner when dining on the train with Tatiana and Red Grant? And they all eat the same. It is grilled sole. Or if you said fish, you get a half mark.
Mm-hmm.
And the drink, did that count as well? Or
no, he only asked for food.
Food.
Okay.
Oh,
Question number 2. In the film,
market is.
in the film The Living Daylights, what is Brad Whittaker eating when he orders Necros to kill Bond? It is, of course, a lobster.
That shot of him just pulling the claw off lives rent-free in my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is a definite tricky one. This is question 3. In the story 007 New York, Ian Fleming describes Bond's breakfast. He mentions he has 2 large cups of very strong coffee from Debray in New Oxford Street. But what is that coffee brewed in? What is the name of the coffee maker? It was Chemex or Cheme coffee maker.
Did anyone get that one?
I didn't even get it, and I saw the answer.
So, question number 4. What condiment links Scaramanga's and Stromberg's dinner table? It is, of course, Tabasco. Tabasco sauce, absolutely a favourite of Chris Wright.
Well, I had it on my scrambled egg last night. Nice. I love it. It's really good. Getting into it now.
Do you recommend?
I do. Okay, question 5. In Live Let Die, this is the tricky one. So this is, so Rog has a nasty turn in the booth. The menu choices. So Tom has already said that one of you had 1 point, one of you had 1 point, and one of you had 2. So, Tommy, do you want to let us know? I tell you what, I'll say what the answers are now. Yeah. The first one's tricky. The first one is corn dog. So that's quite a tricky one. I think the next few are quite potentially easy. So there was hamburger, there was cheeseburger, there was pizza roll, French fried potatoes, and shrimp roll. So those were the food choices.
And I'm not accepting fries. It had to be French fried potato.
Are you not?
I'm not accepting it, man.
We do.
It's not
Christmas,
right, okay?
Tom.
Well, at least this round I got the hamburger.
There we go.
I'm taking that.
And the prices were obviously the corn dog was 40 cents, the hamburger was 65 to 75 cents, the cheeseburger was 70 to 80 cents, the pizza roll was 40 cents, the French fried potatoes was 35 cents, and the shrimp roll was 50 cents. Those were the days, eh? How about that?
What's the benefit of having like 70 to 80? Can you pick like which
Good
amount
question.
in between?
Maybe it's a
How much cheese?
Double burger or something. I don't know. Yeah.
You know what? I'm feeling generous. Have 75.
Yeah.
Maybe the ice is extra. You know.
Maybe. Hey, I like what you did there. Question number 6. Obviously, in the overseas territory titles round now. What was the Spanish title for Diamonds Are Forever? It was, of course, Diamonds Are Eternity.
Okay. On to question 7. What was the German title for Dr. No? It was James Bond Chases Dr. No.
Question number 8 was what was the Japanese title for On Her Majesty's Secret Service? It was, of course, The Queen's 007.
Question 9. What was the Argentine title for Octopussy? It was 007 versus the Deadly Girls.
And then finally, question number 10. What is the Chinese Mandarin title for No Time to Die? It is, of course, 007. There is no time to die. All right. Coming up.
I'm glad it were the obvious ones in the.
There you go. You got some points in there, didn't we?
No bang bangs.
No bang bangs. So round 8 is courtesy of our man in Illinois. It's Mr. Jack Taylor. Jack Taylor, we originally met, Chris, didn't we, on Spectre premiere night.
That's right.
And we saw him again over the No Time to Die festivities, didn't we? What a strapping young man he's grown into these days. Remember, he was like a fresh little pud, wasn't he? Fresh out of the pot when we first met him in Spectre days, and he's got these glorious long flowing locks now. What a golden warrior he's become over the years, eh?
Indeed, yeah.
Anyway,
like Samson's hair.
Indeed. So, Chris, do you want to kick this one off?
Yep. Okay. So the first question on the Jack Taylor round is: in the pre-title sequence of No Time to Die, young Madeleine lays beside a television playing a Wallace and Gromit film. What is the name of that film?
This was the first thing I noticed in this thing.
So the pre-titles of No Time to Die, when he goes up to the young Madeleine's room, there's a Wallace and Gromit film playing on the TV. What is the name of that film?
It was helpful in placing like what year, I guess, or around the time
that's a very good point.
Pre-title sequence takes place in.
Very good point. Yeah.
All right, just waiting for Adam there. Very nice. Okay, cool. Question number 2. Which Bond film was the first one to be released on DVD? Once again, question 2. Which Bond film was the first one to be released on DVD? Sluice on straight out of the gate with that one. Nicely done. Okay, just waiting for Mr. Metcalf there. All right.
Lovely.
Thank you,
Okay,
Chris.
on the question 3, according to Bond's estimate, for how many years will Fort Knox or the gold in Fort Knox become radioactive if Goldfinger's bomb was to detonate? So
Some
this
pretty
is
special math skills Bond's got there, isn't he? I don't quite know how he calculates that.
This is according to Bond. So Goldfinger actually comes back to correct Bond. We don't want Goldfinger's correction. We want what Bond's estimate is for how many years the gold in Fort Knox will become radioactive. So Bond says something.
I did get the Goldfinger one, but I know what Bond says too.
Yeah. So if I tell you what, you tell me what Bond says, and then yeah, okay, cool, nicely done. All right, sweet. Okay, question number 4: which Bond film is entirely set and filmed in Europe? Question number 4: which Bond film is entirely set and filmed in Europe?
Set and filmed.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there is a Bond film that's set entirely in Europe, but isn't filmed entirely in Europe for a certain reason.
No, that's not the one.
Is Barney all right? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's all right. He's just
I was just grabbing the charger.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I know it. Hopefully. Yeah.
Nice.
These are decent questions again.
Yeah.
Chris, can I confer with you slightly? Because a couple of them have given an answer there, and I'm like, I think that there might be more than one.
Okay, there's one which is set entirely in Europe, but there are certain scenes that aren't filmed in Europe.
I'm Facebooking you right now.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So have a butchers at that, mate, and tell me if that's right or wrong.
Okay, let me just have a look. So that it's set in Europe, but it's not filmed entirely in Europe. Okay, that one. All right. So that is the one that I thought people would be thinking about. So it's a bit sneaky, really.
Okay. Is it my turn to read one out? Or is it
so my one for this one, I think. So question number 5. In which film do we see Bond brandishing a Walther P5 instead of a Walther PPK? So in one of the Bond films, he uses a Walther P5 and not a Walther PPK. What film is that?
Okay. Episode number 6. Question number 6. The Walther PPK is seen equipped with its silencer in 6 Bond films. This is a lister. Which are the 6? Okay, and again, just to keep things easy, you got to get all 6, otherwise you don't get nothing.
That's very harsh. I think a nicer question would have been how many Bond films.
Should we do that then? Because the list ones are.
Crazy, you kind of told them the answer already.
Oh, you already told
them. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the numbers in the question. Hey,
what a dickhead!
I'm still on board.
Just everybody put 6
just
and you get a point.
Just the PPK then, so not the one.
Just the
comes
PPK,
later, like a P99.
Just the PPK. Oh yeah. Sorry, the list.
And you said how many already, or
so? Okay, let's reboot the question. Number 6, the Walther PPK is seen equipped with its silencer in 6 Bond films. Which ones are they?
But there's a very nasty, tricky one in this.
There is one. There's one that I would have chosen as well, but it's not. Perhaps one of the most iconic moments. But it's not PPK.
I've just eliminated that.
Yeah, good.
I realised. Yeah.
Oh.
Because I think we might have mentioned that in a podcast a couple of years back about this particular bit, but
and this is the PPK.
It is the PPK, yeah.
Just the PPK, no other Walthers of any description.
Boy, that's hard.
It's a tricky question for sure.
About 3.
I was saying I'm Bon Jovian here. I'm halfway there.
Oh, hello. That was nice. I like that. I tell you what, let me open my Christmas sack and say if you get 3 of them that are correct, you get half a point.
I will take it.
Fair
Have a
enough.
quick last second thing.
Only 3.
Okay, so here we go. So let's see what everyone has to say. Boom.
Oh. There's very obvious ones here that I forgot.
Okay, so that's Jeroen's in there. Then we've got Barney. What does Barney have to say? So,
this makes for great podcast.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, and then let's see what Mr. Slusar has to say. We got.
Has anyone got any other dogs apart from Moonraker, Dr. No, and Thunderball?
You know, the other day, John from Haphazard Stuff asked me this about the child actors in Bond.
Oh, that's good.
I did find a couple of those.
Okay, let's go with that. What have we got?
So Mathilde. I know the one in Diamonds, Mathilde, obviously.
Yep.
Diamonds is the one with the balloon animals and stuff. And then there was one more I could think of. That's the one in Golden Gun. The little shit that Bond pushes off the boat.
I can think of
UNICEF Ambassador Roger Moore chucks into the filthy title.
I can think of 2 more kids that appear.
Go for it, Adam.
Oh, really?
From Russia with Love, when he's on the barge with Tatiana, there's like a little kid on like I think he's on like a child leash or something, you know?
Yeah. And that's digging deep.
Yeah, and then I think there's in Daylights, right? Doesn't he ambush the kid
with the balloons
when he's going after Necros? Yeah. And there's a kid.
Yeah, jumps over a hedge.
Unless you're talking about kids that speak and have dialogue, because the Golden Gun kid has dialogue, Diamond's kid has dialogue, and so does Mathilde. So I think if it's kids with dialogue, then beyond those 3, it might be tricky. But well done though.
I mean, there's also young Madeleine in No Time to Die.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Question number 7 then. What is the name of the fencing club in Die Another Day?
Nice.
Bloody love that film.
A classic for sure.
Question number 7. What is the name of the fencing club in Die Another Day? Oh, I can't get enough of it. Just I could watch that every day of the week and never get bored of it.
To be fair, that scene's not bad. I don't mind that scene. I think.
All right, Chris, over to you, mate.
Question 8. Each of the King helicopters in The World Is Not Enough have a number of buzzsaws hanging beneath them. How many buzzsaws do the helicopters have?
So just to clarify, because that could be a bit confusing.
Yeah.
The big stick that's hanging off the bottom of the helicopter, you've got the whirly things, right? That's to make it less confusing. How many of those whirly things are hanging underneath each helicopter?
And you don't have to count them on either side. So, because they might have one on either side. So it's just, one level is 1. It's not counted as 2 on either side. So it's or however many. So how many levels of buzzsaws does it have, basically?
Very nice.
It's the most irresponsibly designed thing ever.
Yeah.
Question number 9. Which is the only Roger Moore film that Bond doesn't get wet?
Ooh, this is a very good question.
Okay, I can get this one.
I'm being very immature here.
Which is the only Roger Moore film that Bond doesn't get wet?
That's a great question, actually. That's a really, really good question. 1 in 7 chance.
Okay.
I think it's this one.
Yeah.
You're correct.
I'm pretty sure I know.
Okay.
I'm tossing up between 2.
Okay. And then Chris, final question.
Final one. Question 10. Which composer's piece does Cara Milovi perform in concert at the end of The Living Daylights? So there's a bonus point if you can name the piece of music, but the main question is name the composer of the piece of music that Cara performs at the end of The Living Daylights.
And just as a little hint, this composer is mentioned verbally in another Bond film from the same decade.
Oh,
that's a good
That's given me thoughts.
That was a very good thought, Barney, because it's correct. Well done. Okay.
If you're not sure, it's worth giving it a go in terms of famous composers from back in the day.
Okay, right. We're done. That's
Excellent.
round 8 in the bag. So
2 more.
Let's just hot those up quickly. Boom. Okay, and then la.
Any other dogs, people? Okay, you got it.
Right, we're done. So, Chris, going back to the beginning of the Jack Taylor round 8.
Yes.
Give
Okay.
It what do we have?
So the pre-title sequence, we see young Madeleine watching a program on the TV, or at least it's playing Wallace and Gromit. What is the name of the film? It is, of course, 1993's The Wrong Trousers.
Wrong Trousers.
Question number 2. Which was the first Bond film to be released on DVD? It was, of course, Bling, 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 GoldenEye.
Oh,
really? That early? Oh, I thought it was a lot later.
Yeah, I opted for Tomorrow Never Dies.
I went for The World Is Not Enough, and I was afraid it was Die Another Day, but no, GoldenEye already.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, on to question 3. According to Bond's estimate, how long will the gold in Fort Knox remain radioactive? It's for 57 years. Yes. And Goldfinger says, actually, 58 years. Bond's like, I'm sorry, Goldfinger. Yeah, so 57 years for that one.
Question number 4. Which Bond film is entirely set and filmed in Europe? It was, of course, On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And not For Your Eyes Only, as 2 of you mentioned there.
Now, the reason being, Fiore's Only is completely set in Europe, but the underwater sequences were filmed in the Bahamas because they need the clarity of. So they always go to the Bahamas. So that's very, very harsh. Yeah. But yeah, Majesty's.
Of course, it's Majesty.
Okay.
I didn't even think of Majesty's.
Me neither.
On to question 5. In which film do we see Bond wielding a Walther P5 instead of a PPK? It is Octopussy.
Mm-hmm.
Octopussy.
Question number 6. The Walther PPK is seen equipped with its silencer in 6 Bond films. Which are they? It was From Russia with Love, Thunderball, The Living Daylights, GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, and Spectre. Dr. No, of course, was...
Dr. No, it's not the Walther.
It's a Walther PP.
Really?
No. It's a PP, but not a PPK.
It says Dr. No features the FN model 1910. Not the PPK.
It's quite weird because story-wise, I think it's because the armor mentions that it is.
We have a little visitor in the back of urine there. Hello.
But now I've lost my train of thought. It's the sorry guys. It's the armorer mentions, right? That it's the PPK.
Yeah.
But it isn't.
But the actual gun is a PP. Yeah. But
fair enough.
Did anyone get all of them correct, Tom?
No.
Because
everybody got a half point in that one.
Okay.
I forgot Spectre. That's like Rome, right? Like
that's a brilliant
after
scene.
he saves Monica Bellucci. Yeah.
Great scene.
That is a good scene. Yeah.
Question number 7. Yep. What is the name of the fencing club in Die Another Day? It was, of course, Blades.
Nice one. Lots of nods going on there. On to question 8. Each of the King helicopters features a number of buzzsaws beneath them. How many? It's 5. So there are 5 levels.
I had 4.
I had 4, but then I bumped it up to 5 just because I wasn't sure.
Nice.
You got a mark for that, so don't worry. It's all good.
Okay.
Number 9. Which is the only Roger Moore film where Bond doesn't get wet? It was, of course, The Man with the Golden Gun.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
No getting wet and no helicopters.
Yeah. Although, ironically, he did get wet during filming because I think it's the one where he's wearing a suit that he wants to keep, and then Cubby Broccoli tips a load of sort of paste over his suit so he doesn't get to keep it, which is a bit harsh. But that's a really good question. I like that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so final one. Question 10. Which composer's piece does Cara perform in the concert at the end of The Living Daylights? If you can name the piece, you get an extra point, but the name of the composer is Tchaikovsky. The bubbles tickle my...
The bubbles.
They tickle...
I thought... Oh, yeah, but it was The Living Daylights, though, right? And that's the line that will. Yeah.
So Living Daylights, obviously, because Cara's performing it. The other film that it's mentioned in the same decade is obviously View to a Kill, with the bubbles tickling. Tchaikovsky. Righty ho.
Have you met anyone that's called Tchaikovsky before? I think it's
no. Well, we should.
But didn't John Barry had like a cameo in there as well?
He did.
He was
you're right.
the orchestra, wasn't it? Yeah.
But conducting, not composing, of course.
Righty ho, then on to our penultimate round number 9, which is courtesy of our man in Essex, Mr. Steve Thorpe. Okay, so everybody ready? Everybody at home ready? Here we go. Question number 1 of round 9 is: in Octopussy, during the jungle chase, what 80s TV personality was Bond referencing when he tells the tiger to sit?
So this
now
is
that's
tricky.
very, very difficult. I wouldn't get this.
Yeah.
Chris probably wouldn't get this because that person belongs to a very specific time in a very specific place, which is
and it's also quite UK related. So outside of that, it's very difficult.
I believe it's a part of my mother's childhood. So.
It's not
I watched the video, but like I forget her name.
Barney's knocked it out of the park straight away. Look at that.
Wow.
I wasn't expecting
Well done,
that.
Barney.
I do know that Calvin Dyson mentioned it somewhere when he reviewed Octopus, but that goes in and out with me. No clue.
Very tricky.
Whenever I watched Octopus with my mum, she points it out.
Definitely,
it's kind of been ingrained.
Yeah, a tricky one, given that we don't have a single Brit on this quiz this year. So there you have it.
Really?
All right, Chris, on to you, mate. Question 2.
Question 2, guys. What former soap? This is another Brit-related one, so apologies. But what former soap actor and X Factor contestant has a song that appears in a Bond movie? I mean, to be fair, this is really.
It's a tough one, isn't it? It's another.
It's not fair, really, is it? I tell you what, if you can tell me which Bond film has a former soap actor and X Factor contestant has a song in that movie. So rather than the contestant itself, which Bond film features a song by a former X Factor contestant?
Yeah, that's probably a
much nicer way of doing it.
Well done, Chris. So yeah, give us your answer when you're ready.
So basically, guess a Bond film. There's a song in it, and it's performed by a former X Factor contestant. So I think it helps to know that X Factor wasn't around when Dr. No was out. So that probably
does narrow
it down.
What do you
mean? The classic X Factor song, Underneath the Mango Tree.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just need the name of the film.
We're just waiting on
It's gonna
Barney.
be one of those rounds again.
Okay.
All right, cool. Number 3. Who is these are all very UK centric, actually. Fuck. Number 3. Who is the BBC news reporter playing himself in The World Is Not Enough?
That's so tricky, man. That's not fair.
Question number 3.
I don't even know the scene. The scene where
I tell you what. The question is: name the scene in The World Is Not Enough where you see a BBC news reporter.
That would be difficult already.
That's a tricky.
I should not tell you.
The World Is Not Enough.
Yeah, it's just clicked. Yeah.
BBC reporter. I know in Skyfall, but
yeah, I think we're going to have to let our fellow Bond quiz people think globally on a global scale when it comes to questions.
Yes,
I think for next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cool. Okay, Chris, over to you. Question 4.
Okay, excellent. On to question 4. This is a nice un-UK related one. Well, it could be UK related, depends on how you look at it. What is Daniel Craig's Bond date of birth? So what is James Bond's date of birth, but Daniel Craig's James Bond's date of birth? So you see it on a passport.
I do know this.
And I tell you what,
you mean his Bond, not Craig
so not
himself.
Craig himself.
Daniel Craig,
this is Daniel Craig's Bond. But if you get the month right, we'll give you a half mark. So if you can get the exact date, then bang. But if you can get the month, we'll give you a half mark.
I think the year.
Or the year. If you get either the month right, the date right, or the year right, you get a half mark. And if you get all 3, you get a full mark. So if you know Daniel Craig's original date of birth, is that the same as his Bond's passport date of birth, as in the year? Who knows?
Do wonder.
All right, question number 5. During his tenure as Bond, in which movie did Roger Moore drive an Aston Martin DB5? Now, obviously, that's not a Bond film. That's another film.
Oh, yeah.
During his tenure as Bond, in which movie did Roger Moore drive an Aston Martin DB5? What a cracker of a film that was, I tell you. That was a beauty.
I know the film. I haven't seen the film, but I know the film.
I know it's like a wacky racers type of movie, but I forgot the name.
You're on the right line, you're.
Yeah, you definitely are. On the right track there, mate.
I can't think of it right now. No, sorry.
Okay. No worries.
Continue on.
Okay.
Question 6, Chris.
Question 6. What nationality passport does Max Zorin hold? So what nationality passport does Max Zorin have? And it is mentioned in the dialogue in the Ascot scene, I think. So what nationality passport does Zorin have?
All right. Question number 7.
I think I did a bit of reverse engineering.
Question number 7. In License to Kill, Killefer tells Sanchez he faces 139 felony counts. But how many years in jail does Killefer calculate that to be? In License to Kill, Killefer tells Sanchez he faces 139 felony counts. But how many years in jail does Killefer calculate that to be?
Did they get a half mark if they just put a lot?
Shitloads.
Several.
Half a mark.
It's a tricky one, this.
Enough to make a grown man cry.
Okay, over to you, Chris.
Okay, we've got a nice one for you here, fellas. Question 8. In which Bond movie does Bond only kill one person? So in which film does Bond only kill one person?
Yeah, no.
Adam's got a cheeky little smile on him there.
Well, we'll see. I'm pretty sure I know.
It's quite tricky because obviously it's only the one film. There's some where he doesn't. Obviously, there's some where he goes crazy, killing loads of people. But there's a few where he only kills a handful. But this one, he only kills one.
Question number 9.
Brosnan era being like the polar opposite of this film, you know.
Question number 9. In Dr. No, when London is unable to contact Jamaica, W6N, the operator hands a note to a young lady. Who does he tell her to give it to?
That's very rude.
Dr. No, when London is unable to contact Jamaica, W6N, the operator hands a note to a young lady. Who does he tell her to give it to? It's very difficult.
That is, yeah. I mean, unless you watched it yesterday, and even then, that is tricky.
Oh man, I can't picture the guy with the glasses and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's him. It's basically what is his job, I guess, is the answer.
Oh, I got that wrong.
Okay. Just waiting on a answer from Jeroen.
Yep.
Okay. This has been a brutal round, this one.
Yeah.
I know. Okay. It's a killer.
Final question for you, Chris.
this one helps you out, guys. Question 10. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, after his first night with Tracy, as Bond is leaving the hotel to play golf, Bond is accosted by 2 of Draco's henchmen, one of which is hiding behind a newspaper. What language is that newspaper?
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh,
maybe that's actually, you can get that actually.
Yeah.
Just repeat the question.
Sorry. So in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Bond comes down in the hotel with his golf clubs. He's about to go out. He gets accosted by two of Draco's men. One of them says, one of them points to his mate who's got a gun behind the paper. What language is that paper? So basically, what language do you think that paper is? The initial question was actually, what newspaper was it? But I thought the language option would be slightly easier.
Yeah, you've made it gettable.
If you think about where, if you think about,
that's what I did.
Yeah, there's a way to help.
Me too.
But then, is it though?
You've
sneaky?
just confused me now, Chris, saying that. All right, that's the end of round 9. Okay, that's the Steve Thorpe round. So brutal as it was, let's go back through the questions and find the answers. So question number 1 was, in Octopussy during the jungle chase, what 80s TV personality was Bond referencing when he tells the tiger to sit? It was, of course, Barbara Woodhouse.
Well done,
Good
Barney.
work there, Barney, man.
No way in a million years I would have.
I only know it because I've been told it. It's you wouldn't get it unless you're of a certain age of England.
I think this is the hardest round that we've had so far. Definitely.
Brutal.
We've had to rework some of these questions. Okay, so question 2 was, can you name which Bond film had a former X Factor contestant which has a song that appears in the film? The answer actually was Spectre. So in the DB10, when he flicks it onto New York on 009's playlist, that isn't actually the Frank Sinatra version, but it's Ray Quinn's version, who used to be who was on X Factor. So
the more you know.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. 009 is a follower of X Factor.
Yeah.
Question 3. Who is the BBC News reporter playing himself in The World Is Not Enough? It is, of course, Martin Lewis, when Bond is watching the news report of Electra's escape.
Okay, on to question 4. What is the date of birth of Daniel Craig's Bond? So what's the date of birth of Daniel Craig's Bond? If you got the date or the month or the year right, you'll get a half mark, full mark for all of them. It is the 13th of April, 1968.
Oh, so close.
So if you got any one of those, you'd get a half mark.
No points, but I had 67.
Question number 5. During his tenure as Bond, in which movie did Roger Moore drive an Aston Martin DB5? Obviously, that's not a Bond film that he did that in, but it was during his time as Bond. And that film was, Jeroen's going to kick himself, Cannonball Run.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah. What a great film.
Yeah.
On to question 6. What passport nationality does Max Zorin have? Is actually French. He holds a French passport.
Oh, he's a French industrialist.
Yeah, that's it. Leading French industrialist.
His French chateau.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Question 7. In License to Kill, Kilifer tells Sanchez he faces 139 felony counts, but how many years in jail does Kilifer calculate that to be? It is, of course, 936 years.
Oh,
I hope you all got that one.
So I was off by a whopping 918 days. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, on to question 8. Now this is a good one. In which movie does Bond only kill one person? It is, of course, The Man with the Golden Gun. He only kills Scaramanga.
Finally. First point of the round, pretty much for me.
Nice.
Question number 9. In Dr. No, when London is unable to contact Jamaica W6N, the operator hands a note to a young lady. Who does he tell her to give it to? He tells her to give it to the foreman of signals.
I mean, these are rock solid. These are well rock solid.
The unsung hero.
Okay, so final question. Question 10. In On Her Majesty's, Bond goes down to the hotel. He's accosted by two of Draco's men. He's got his golf clubs. One of them has a newspaper with a gun behind it. The language of that newspaper is French.
Oh,
is it? Oh,
it's French.
That was going to be my first answer.
I always assumed it was in Portugal, that pre-title sequence. But it wasn't.
Yeah, well,
it is in Portugal, but for whatever reason, he's reading a French newspaper. It's called France Soir.
Yeah,
which I think means France Today. I think if my French is up to scratch, which it isn't.
That was
all right, then, everybody.
Portugal likes to keep up.
Yes.
Round 10, the final round. Okay, it's all to play for still. Right, that was a brutal round for everybody. Okay.
Okay.
Still all to play for. Final round, 10 questions in the bag. Ready?
Here we go.
And this is courtesy of our man, Peter Brooker, our man in London, who you'll know from Tailors with Love, the podcast, and all the rest of it.
Oh, yeah.
So, firing it off. Question number 1. You'll obviously gather there are going to be some clothing-related questions in this one.
Yeah.
Question number 1. Who wrote the book From Tailors with Love, an evolution of menswear through the Bond films?
Now, can we say that there were 2 names and you get a point for each name?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
It's written by 2 people. Who wrote the book From Tailors with Love, an evolution of menswear through the Bond films?
So,
should we tell them the title of the round again, Tom?
Yeah. So round 10 is courtesy of Peter Brooker, our man in London, who runs the From Tailors with Love podcast.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And question number 1 is who wrote the book From Tailors with Love, an evolution of menswear through the Bond films?
It's like right on the tip of my tongue.
I'm sure it is.
I have to agree.
Okay, we're just waiting for you there, Adam.
Yeah. Oh man, that's hard.
So the 2 gentlemen who've already answered, remember there are 2 authors of this book. So if you
I can only think of that.
I know that one.
Yeah. Okay, no worries. Okay, Adam, just got to prod you a little bit gently. Okay. It's a good guess. It's a good guess, actually. But it wasn't him. All right, cool. Over to you, Chris, for question 2.
Okay, so question 2. In the novel Casino Royale, who is described as wearing clothes like Frank Sinatra? So in the Casino Royale novel, someone is described as wearing clothes like Frank Sinatra. Which character is it?
Okay. On to question number 3. In Live and Let Die, after Bond gives Mrs. Bell a flying lesson, he takes 3 ties from his tailor and turns 1 down. What was wrong with the one he refused? Okay, in Live and Let Die, after Bond gives Mrs. Bell a flying lesson, he takes 3 ties from his tailor and turns 1 down. What was wrong with the one he refused?
Now, the answer of this, Bond actually says. So it's a line of dialogue that Bond says, which references why he didn't want it.
Blanking on that one.
Yeah. I can sort of hear him saying.
You really can.
Oh, yes.
Barney's done it. Nice work.
Nice. It's funny how sometimes it just pops in the head. Yeah. It's like, oh, there it is.
All right, over to you.
I took a new guess because I passed on it, but it's just I'm wrong on that one.
No worries. Over to you, Chris. Question 4.
Okay, question 4. In A View to a Kill, how long does M tell Bond he has to get properly dressed for the meeting at Ascot? So in A View to a Kill...
That's the race course, Ascot.
Yeah, in the race course, M says to Bond, you've got a certain amount of time to be properly dressed. How much time does he give him?
Man, I'd like to phone a friend. And David Saritsky for this one.
Maybe next year, Tom, will introduce 50-50 phone a friend and man. That would be quite funny, actually.
It would be. Need a little Skyfall radio to broadcast him.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 5. Based on his early modelling days, what was Michael Caine's nickname for Roger Moore? Question number 5. Based on his early modelling days, what was Michael Caine's nickname for Roger Moore? Sluice straight out of the gate with a win on that question. Look at that. Impressive work.
It's such a good nickname, too.
It is a good one.
I do know Connery has a nickname, but don't know. Yeah.
Okay, Chris, over to you, mate.
But I'm not mentioning it before it comes up in the next one.
You never know. You never know. Okay, so question 6. This is a good one. What is Oddjob's who or what is Oddjob's favourite band?
This is a comedy question, right? This is a comedy question.
Oh, okay. Maybe I know it then.
I know.
Must be this.
Yeah, I think everyone's probably got that one.
Be.
Okay. Question number 7. When Trevelyan announces that the United Kingdom will re-enter the Stone Age, he quotes a time, and then he corrects himself and says another time. What are those times? So once again, when Trevelyan announces when the United Kingdom is going to re-enter the Stone Age, he mentions an amount of time left until that happens, and then he corrects himself. I would like to hear what that is, please.
I've got a problem with that bit as well.
You don't like it, do you?
No.
It annoys you. It's proper smarmy in it. It's like, don't be a dickhead, Trevelyan.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's if he wasn't being so cocky, it would be right the first time. Anyway.
Okay. All right. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
Okay, over to you, Chris.
Question 8. A nice recent one here. What breed of cat does Q own? So Q, he has 2 cats. What breed of cat are they?
There's a bit of dialogue from Bond that hints it.
Yeah. I love that scene as well. Great scene with Q. Oh, we've only got 2 more questions in this Boxing Day quiz to go.
And it's over.
2 more. God, Barney, you're doing well. What time is it over there?
4 in the morning.
Oh my
Jesus
God, you're
Christ,
star.
man! I think we should award you as the winner just for that, for honorary. Okay, cool. Question number 9, penultimate question. What would Haynes like James Bond to do? Question number 9. What would Haynes like James Bond to do?
So Haynes is a character in a certain film, and he says something to Bond.
Should we give him the film, do you think?
Yeah, go on then.
In Quantum of Solace.
Yeah, I did know that, but I don't know his dialogue at all.
It's not very long. Should we give him another little hint, Tom, or not?
It's okay. No, we're cooking.
Okay, so the very final question in the 2021 James Bond bumper Boxing Day quiz is: Pola Ivanova loves Tchaikovsky, but from what ballet score is the music from?
Pola Ivanova.
So it's also a Shakespeare piece. So what ballet score is the music from, and it's a Shakespeare play?
Oh, maybe. Gotta be this then. Hopefully.
Good guess there, Jeroen. Nicely done. Okay, just waiting on Barney.
Oh,
you've already sent, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my mistake. Okay, there we go. All right. That's it. Let me just top those up nicely.
While you're doing that, Tom. So, Dogs of Bond, where were we? Right.
Maybe I'd like to know from you guys, by the way, what your favorite Bond movies are. I always find that very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. I'll go first. Or Barney,
yeah, sure.
No,
go ahead, Adam.
My guess.
Yeah, I think, Spy Love Me is my absolute favorite. I think as a kid, it was probably like A View to a Kill, which is funny because now it's kind of like bottom of Roger. I like all the Roger films, but it's like at the bottom. But yeah, Spy Love Me is my favorite for sure.
Nice.
Yeah,
good choice. Oh.
I think a fairly popular choice, I'd say. My favorite is Casino Royale, although I do hold a lot of love for The Living Daylights because it was the first one I saw, so I have a nostalgic connection with it.
And what about you, Jeroen? What's your favorite?
I'd say the best one, and like objectively, it's for me Casino Royale as well. But like nostalgic and favorite one for me is License to Kill.
Nice.
Yeah, solid choice.
Love that one.
Righty-ho then, let's go back to the beginning of round 10 and get the answers. So, round 10 being the Peter Brooker round. Who wrote the book From Tailors with Love, An Evolution of Menswear Through the Bond Films? It was, of course, Peter Brooker and Matt Spazer.
Oh, that's who I would...
brought to you by Peter Brooker.
Because I was thinking of Suits of Bond, and I'm like, I know, like...
From Tailors with Love, An Evolution of Menswear Through the Bond Films is, of course, available in all good bookshops and on Amazon and all those things. So if you need to learn about your Bond clothings, go and grab yourself a copy of that.
Perfect.
Excellent. Okay, guys, question 2.
Shameless plug.
Yeah. In the novel Casino Royale, who is described as wearing clothes like Frank Sinatra? The answer, of course, is Mr. Felix Leiter.
Yes.
You almost remember.
Question number 3. In Live and Let Die, after Bond gives Mrs. Bell a flying lesson, he takes 3 ties from his tailor and turns one down. What was wrong with the one he refused? It was, of course, a little frantic.
I'll keep the other 3. Okay, in question 4, in A View to a Kill, how long does M give Bond to properly get dressed for the race meeting? It was precisely 35 minutes.
Oh,
not long at all, really.
Question
3 minutes off.
Question 5. Based on his early modelling days, what was Michael Caine's nickname for Roger Moore? It was the Big Nit.
Oh, did not know
the Big
that.
Nit.
Okay, everyone's going to be enjoying this one, hopefully. Question 6. What is Odd Job's favourite band? All together now?
The Beatles.
Aha!
Because I thought, of course. But because I thought maybe it's the Beatles because Bond's, has the line of the Beatles.
And that's why he knocked him out.
My answer was my answer was Men Without Hats, but that's a little bit like Canadian niche.
Okay,
that's good.
Fair play.
That's very clever.
Yeah.
In question 7, in what incorrect and correct time does Trevelyan announce that the incorrect... I'm going to say that again. When Trevelyan announces that the United Kingdom is going to re-enter the Stone Age, what is the time he initially says and what does he correct himself? He says, in 16 minutes and 42 seconds, the United Kingdom will re-enter the Stone Age.
Did
which is a
anyone get
really
the seconds right?
Annoying thing to do. What? You say, Chris?
Did anyone get the seconds right, 43 and 42?
No.
I even went with minutes. So.
See, I was misremembering it as being like England will be returned to the Stone Age in minutes. No, seconds. And then,
it's annoying because it's like 43 seconds, no, 42 seconds, which is such a pointless thing to do, and it just makes him look like a dick as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They didn't need
well, to be fair, it's not like there was any, doubts up to that point in the film.
What, that he was a dick?
Yeah.
It's like, about that moment, it's like, you know what? This Alec Trevelyan guy might not be that great.
What a bellend.
Okay, guys. So question 8. What breed of cat does Q own? So 2 cats. What type of breed? They are Sphinx cats or hairless cats. I think will get a half mark.
Sphinx.
Hairless cats get a half mark, do they? Okay, let me just revisit that quickly.
Hairless gets a half mark, but Sphinx is the actual name.
Yeah, they come with fur these.
Okay, so that was question 8, wasn't it?
That was 8. Yeah.
Okay. Question number 9 was, what would Haynes like James Bond to do? He would, of course, like him to piss off.
Yes.
There it is.
So I wasn't sure if he was Haynes, but
yeah, you got it.
He was.
Nicely done. Okay, the very last question on the Boxing Day quiz was, Polo Ivanova loves Tchaikovsky, but from what ballet score is the music from? It was a Shakespeare play, and it was Romeo and Juliet.
There you go.
Romeo and Juliet.
Wow.
Got that. Can I get back to the Haynes question? Because I thought like Bond, he IDs all these fellows at the opera, and then Guy Haynes, I think is the name, is one of the Spectre guys, and the guy that says "piss off" was one of the MI6.
That's a good point. Is he called Haynes as well? That would be confusing.
No, I think Haynes is wrong. The actual name of the character isn't Haynes.
Oh shit!
Because Haynes was a mystery for the Prime Minister, I think, and so this other guy.
I did get the question
right. Right. Let's. Oh, Peter Brooker, what have you done? Let's Let's look
at least I got the answer, so it's fine. But I just
yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's. I'm jumping on IMDb. I'm going to find out who that dude was.
You sullied
and what
sullied the once great name of JBR Boxing Day.
This is why it's brilliant to crowdsource the questions, because if any of them are indeed wrong, then it's not our fault and we get away with it. So it wasn't. Yeah. So that was Guy Haynes, wasn't it? So all cast and crew. Let's have a little look. Okay. So
Guy Haynes is like the older dude.
Yeah, that's right. He's got white hair.
Right.
It's Paul Ritter.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't Paul Ritter. Let's see. Shit, what was he called? It's tricky to find.
Quantum is such a confusing movie to begin with.
It wasn't Mitchell, was it? Mitchell was the one early on.
No, it wasn't Mitchell. Yeah,
Mitchell was the one who was a bat.
Okay, so what was he called? Did he even have a name, that dude?
It was just Haynes' bodyguard. It might have been just Haynes' bodyguard.
Haynes' bodyguard. Maybe that's what we go for it. We've got a random MI6 agent. We've got
I've just looked him up and he's just Haynes' bodyguard.
Haynes' bodyguard. Okay, all right. Well, it's all right then. I guess we can let Brooker off that. Still go and buy his book, everybody. Don't be put off by that.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the end of the quiz, everybody. So Chris, if you wouldn't mind doing a little song and dance, or some sort of musical number for everybody while I calculate who the winner of the 2021 James Bond Radio Boxing Day quiz is. Okay, I'll leave it over to you, mate.
Right. So Dogs of Bond is okay. So, is there any other films you can think that have got dogs in? Any other Bond films? Okay, so what have we got? We've got dogs.
Oh yeah, I got another one. Yeah. GoldenEye had like the dogs that, or the wolves.
No, they're dogs.
Oh yeah, they're the huskies.
Yeah.
Huskies. Yeah, that's like a breed between dogs and.
That definitely counts. Nice one, Jeroen. Yeah. Adam, any others you can think of, or Barney, any others?
I was thinking like Tomorrow Never Dies. Are there dogs in?
I was going to say, is there like a dog knocking about in the street somewhere?
Yeah, like that in Quantum of Solace is the other one I was thinking in. The desert there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like in the village.
I got another one. It's kind of a cheating, but it's the statue of M, the dog.
I was thinking the little bulldog. And along that line, does Maggie Thatcher have any dogs in that bit in Your Eyes Only? I feel like I might be misremembering that.
No.
I think I don't think
there is.
And Bond is called Old Dog New Tricks.
Oh, there we go. Yes, nice, Jeroen. I like it. And In the World Is Not Enough, you've got that big dog statue in the pre-title sequence in Bilbao as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. You're good in this.
But
I had a similar sort of question before. I'm like, what non-Blofeld white cats, like just cats in Bond films are there?
That's a good one.
I immediately thought of the cats in License to Kill at the...
with M.
Yeah. View to a Kill. Stacey has a cat
called Pussy.
Hugh's cats, obviously, that we just mentioned.
Yeah. Who else has a cat?
Well, Blofeld, obviously, every time.
Oh, yeah, but non-Blofeld cats.
Yeah. Any other cats?
I don't think, I feel like Blofeld bought all of the cats and all of the other Bond villains were like, you know what, that's his thing.
Yeah.
We'll let him have it.
Probably.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the final results are in. Are we ready? Okay, here we go. Chris, do we have a breakdown of what character they are? For each score?
Could use last year's if you like.
Do you have that to hand? Let's
I
bring
did
it up.
have. Okay.
2
seconds.
So if not, don't worry, we can abort. It's fine.
Well, no, that's okay. It's all good.
Okay.
You can be who you want to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In third place, with the bronze medal of the 2021 JBR Boxing Day quiz, it is with 36.3 points. It is our man in the Netherlands, Mr. Jeroen van der Bom. Well done.
Oh, fair enough.
Solid score, mate. Solid score. Okay, good stuff.
Top three.
Now, I'm just going to go straight to the winner, because as soon as we announce in second place, we're going to know who wins. So the winner, the champion of the 2021 JBR quiz is, with 54.1 points, it's Mr. Barney Meck.
Oh,
well done. Congratulations to our man down under. There it is.
GG all round.
And Adam,
how many points did Adam have?
So Adam came in at 39.6. So you two were very, very close, man.
We were close.
Yeah.
Wow.
36.3 for Jeroen, 39.6 for Adam, and 54.1
God,
for
Barney skyrocketed it.
Good work.
You must have gotten the advantage on me on the hamburgers and fries.
It was all down to that question. Yeah.
So I think
I wouldn't have got them without your inspiration when you said American food earlier. It was a team effort.
There we go. So that makes staying up late was worth it in the end, eh? Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the amount of anger I would have.
I hope you don't have work in the morning.
Nah, I've got a day off.
2021 James Bond Radio Boxing Day champion, man. How does it feel, Barney? How does it feel?
Words fail. No, I'd like to. I'd like to thank you guys for having us on. I guess I said that on behalf of Jeroen and Adam.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No,
it's been a very interesting experience because I had no idea that Jeroen was going to be here. So I've had a real starstruck moment.
I came in last minute on. Oh, really? But
I'm a fan.
We were all starstruck at the end of the day. seeing those chiseled lines of Jeroen there, it was all of us feel the same way. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
So just for our listeners, in terms of the points, I've got the list of characters now. So this was obviously like uber epic, this particular quiz. So if you got between 0 and 9 points, you are Mr. Mendel. Very nice. Between 10 and 19, you're Chef J.W. Pepper. Between 20 and 29, you're my father, Rankalati School. Nah, it's Lieutenant Hip. 30 and 39, it's Nack. Between Knick-Knack,
Let me out, you big bully.
Okay, between 40 and 49, we've got Jack Wade. We've got 50 to 59, so this is you, Barney. It's Tanner. You are Bill Tanner. Nicely.
Good old Tanner.
60 to 69 is Felix Leiter. 70 to 79 is Q. 80 to 89 is M. I mean, I don't know how many people would get anywhere near this. And 90 to 100 is 007 himself. So everyone who's home scoring, I hope you did well. Good luck with your scorings and everything. And you guys, just thanks so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure having all three of you on, and performed admirably, I must say. Like, these were some rock hard questions.
Thanks for having me.
Toughism.
Yeah, I've actually been playing along every year with you guys. I think maybe since 2014, and I always get around 40 to 30 to 50. It's always in that benchmark. I never passed like the 50 point with it. And I did the Joe Darlington Trivial Pursuit quiz once, where that was easy. Those questions I can do, but this is always lethal.
It is lethal, isn't it?
This is stuff like how many snowflakes fall on Bond's car?
Exactly.
It's a tough one.
And, it's a great timing as well for me, because I mentioned to Chris earlier on, because you brought me in last minute, that my friends were coming over. I asked them to come a bit later, and they just came in right at the end of the quiz.
How about that?
Now
Beautiful timing.
Perfect timing.
Sure, Adam, you were going to say something then, buddy. What were you going to say?
Yeah. For some reason on my mind was like, one year the question was like the serial numbers on the warheads in Thunderball.
Yes.
And I was actually like Googling that, and it's hard to find. I was like, oh man, like that's something you have to like watch the film pick up on, you know.
What bastard?
And you guys used to do the Christmas song, like that question came up every day.
Do you know how Christmas trees are grown?
Every time. Yeah.
Yes, he does.
No, it's a joy to be here, and I always enjoyed your podcast. There was one moment that always cracked me up that I wanted to mention before I leave. It's every time Tom and Chris get to talk about the dices in Octopussy, where he doesn't look, and it's like the moment Tom said, and he doesn't even look, Chris. He doesn't. That always set me tears in my eyes, because it's
true though, isn't it? It's true.
Yeah.
I would have to just have a little look at it. I just couldn't not have a quick peek.
You would just
I just have to make sure.
The fear of looking like a total tit if you don't have.
Yeah. It's all in the wrist.
Indeed,
great stuff.
And one of the amazing things about that, Jeroen, we did a little video for something, and Tom and I reenacted that scene with Tom playing Bond and I was Khan, so I might be able to get that tiny little edit
Oh,
and
really?
send it on to you if you want. If you're
Oh, you
happy
must.
to see that.
No, great stuff.
It's far too
Cool.
non-politically correct to be publicly available, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hidden away in the dark recesses of somewhere. But yeah, that'll
where
be
it should
good for
stay.
Yeah, indeed. All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Happy Christmas to everybody, and Jeroen, I hope you
Christmas.
have a nice
Merry Christmas, guys.
evening with your mates over there. Barney, I hope you have a good night's sleep, mate, and you wake up feeling refreshed tomorrow. You have permission to sleep in until the afternoon. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the idea.
And Adam, I hope it's not too cold for you over there in Canada. Which part of Canada are you in?
A little breezy.
You Montreal?
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It's the prairie provinces, so it's like kind of smack in the middle.
All right, nicely done. Cool.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, mate. Cool.
But we're into kind of the freeze, so it's getting cold.
Yeah. All right, then, dudes. Well, we will see you when we see you. Happy Christmas and good bonding for 2022, everybody.
Have a good New Year.
Right. See you soon.
See you, everybody.
Absolute pleasure.
Bye.
Bye, man. Bye.
Hey, man. Good quiz there. Congratulations to Barney. How was that for you, baby?
Yeah, I think that was. I could tell that it was close for a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually quite surprised how far Barney's final score was above the other two, because I thought they were all pretty level pegging. Because it seemed to be whenever we were doing the questions, whenever one of them got them right, they, you get the nod or the smile or the cheeky little grin. So I'm like, okay, they're doing all right. But yeah, fair play to Barney. Not only did he win, but he did it at 3 a.m. by the time we finished or something like that.
That was incredible work. Yeah, good. Kudos for him. He deserves the championship just for staying up that late on his own up until 4 o'clock in the morning.
And he's representing JBL Melbourne for Paul as well. Indeed. So that's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right then, man. So 2021 in the bag. We've got a new Bond film at long last. Do you know what I was thinking the other day, right? I think especially with a lot of the negative feelings about No Time to Die that are flowing around, I think it wouldn't be quite as strong in terms of any of the negative feelings if we didn't have to wait quite so long to get it. Do you know what I mean? Because it feels like ages, and it has been ages since Spectre. And I tell you what makes me think that is when the missus and I watched Game of Thrones, we didn't watch it for the whole time it was on TV until the very last season was due to come out. Yeah. So at the beginning of that year, we were like, should we just bosh through all of Game of Thrones and do that in time for the final season, which we did. Obviously, almost universally, everyone's like, last season of Game of Thrones was terrible. You know what I mean? Even the cast have come out and said that they were disappointed. And I remember watching it. I remember thinking like, oh, that's a bit weird that they went there, or that's a bit odd that they did that, or that wasn't that good. And then we finished it, but we still really enjoyed it. And it was like, I think what that was is if we'd have started watching Game of Thrones back in 2011 or whenever it was that came out, and we'd waited through all that, like a best part of a decade to get that last season, I think I'd have been outraged as everybody else. But because we just knocked it out in like 4 or 5 months or whatever it was, it didn't have that impact. It was like, that was a bit of a disappointment. It ended that way, but it wasn't that deep for us. And I think that's a big part of the issue, because if it was back in the old days, man, if we were back in the 90s and No Time to Die came out and it was like, whoa, for those people, I really don't like this film. I don't want to see Bond die. Oh my God, no, I don't like it. You'd be like, wow, I've only got a couple of years and then the next one's out. So it's not too bad. But we're in this swamp where we've been waiting for 6 years, and then here it is, and then it's like we're in this void of unknown now, where it's like we have got no clue what's coming next, how long it's going to be, don't even know who Bond is yet, and I think that's what makes it more powerful. What do you think?
Well, 3 films ago was 2008. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or no, 2012. Sorry, and then 2008 before that. But that's way too long, isn't it? I do agree. I think that's definitely part of the impact is that waiting and the anticipation and the build up and everything like that. And if it doesn't, I think part of it as well is, I think I might have mentioned it with Brian watching the trailers and everyone else forming that film in their mind, and then getting delayed and then delayed and then delayed, and then sort of you've almost filled in the gaps, as it were. So you've almost got that film ready to play, and then you go and see it and it's something completely different. It's gonna F you up a bit, isn't it? So I think that's definitely part of it. What I really want is just sort of consistency, I think, is what I'm after.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've had consistency for a long time, both in terms of release dates, but in terms of just general Bond, in terms of the style and everything like that as well.
Yeah. Do you know what, man? I think it's Daniel. If I'm honest, if I'm being blatantly honest, I think it's Daniel. I think watching that Being James Bond documentary, I get the vibe that he has this love-hate thing with Bond, and that he didn't really want to do it, but it was such a good opportunity, and all of his mates went, Daniel, you're fucking mad if you don't do this. So he was like, all right, then I better do it. And I don't know whether he's really enjoyed himself. That's the thing. Like, you look at Rog, you look at Pierce, they fucking loved being Bond. You know what I mean? And there were, you know, especially Rog, massive ambassador for it. Daniel, I think, I've never seen him happier than when he was doing the press tour for the end of the film, where he's washed his hands of it and he's like, I'm fucking finished now and it's great. You know, I think he's really happy to say goodbye to it. Not that he would ever publicly say it, but I feel like these, obviously COVID aside, but like, I think with a lot of these delays, it's just because Daniel's like, I just don't want to fucking do it. And it's like, okay, Daniel, we'll wait for you. And there's been so much of that's ultimately what's led to all these big delays. Obviously, there's been other things like between Quantum and Skyfall and all that kind of shit. But like, I think that's what it is. And I think if we get like a new, young, hungry person who's like, I really want to kick this out of the fucking park and really nail this Bond, and is keyed up for it, you know, I think we'll have at least a Bond every 3 years, pretty consistently. That's my prediction. I think
That'd
it's
be
Daniel.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you're right in terms of if there's someone out there who really wants to do the role, like obviously wants to make it good, because although Daniel perhaps wasn't sure initially, he obviously brought 100% to the role if you're looking at Casino and everything and whatever, which is great. But if you've got someone that enjoys it, you know, it's weird, isn't it? Because I suppose some people say, well, it's not their job. They just need to do the acting and that's it. But with Bond, it's such a big global phenomenon in terms of the marketing, in terms of the journalistic sort of, requirements and everything like that. It's a big deal. And you've got a massive fan community. So it is huge. But if there's a way that they can find someone that's like, is a Bond fan, you know, is actually into Bond, but also a kick-ass actor and like really, really wants to get the teeth stuck into it. Yeah. That can only bring magic, man. That can only bring magic.
I think that's it. And I think there's that whole thing of Daniel saying, you know, if I come on board, I want to have some creative control. And Barbara's like, yeah, whatever you like. I think she was so into him. She was like, I'll give you whatever you want, basically. And I think that's what we've had. Whereas, and it came out, didn't it, that one of his first requests was, well, if I do it, I want to be killed off at the end and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, it's odd. I think he was almost kicked, dragging and screaming into being Bond in a way. You know what I mean? Obviously, he signed up for it and stuff, but I think deep down, I don't think he really wanted to do it. I think Daniels wanted that career of like, he wanted to go the Oscar route and just like be a serious actor and be taken seriously and be doing serious films, and doing something like Bond to him was just not on his agenda. And I think he did it maybe for the wrong reasons. That's the impression I get, is that he did it because it was such an amazing opportunity, and he was just kind of like, I think I'd be an idiot not to do it, but I don't really want to do it, but fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway. I feel like that was his feeling. I don't know. Do you get that vibe or not?
Mate, a little bit, yeah. But the other way of looking at it is what he's done in terms of benefit. Okay, so you say he's probably had a bit too much power, and maybe he's, particularly in the last couple of films, you know, wanted this, that and the other, whether that's the case or not. But he definitely wouldn't have had that for the first film or perhaps second or whatever. And the different, you know, every Bond actor brings something different to the role, and he has brought something different. He has brought that realism, which, you know, is complete sort of departure really from Pierce's. And he's brought the sort of muscular, heavy, brute, you know, his job is to kill people. He needs to look like he can kill people. So I think there is things that Daniel's Bond have brought to the table which I think are definitely worthy of happening and worthy of Bond. It's definitely like some good things that have happened. But in terms of the character journey and that emotion and look, always there's a lot of looking back to the past and all that. I think they've done that now, and I don't think they can do that again.
No.
Unless it's completely different. But I just think, the good thing is, in most people's eyes anyway, Daniel's arc is its own separate thing. And that kind of helps, I think.
Yeah.
Because then if you want it, it's there, and it's not kind of interwoven. And if you know what you're going to get, and then hopefully with the next one, maybe we get that a bit lighter.
Yeah.
And like seeing Bond, seeing the actor, but also seeing the character Bond actually enjoying himself while he's doing stuff, whether it's with meeting a woman, or whether it's just enjoying it and saying sort of humorous lines while he's going through sort of, I know, a tough ordeal or whatever. But just I think I do agree. I think seeing something a little bit, well, definitely something different is needed. I know that. Like people, they just say, I just want to see rogue revenge missions for the next 20 films. You can't do that, can you?
No,
it's just not going to happen. But I do appreciate hugely what Daniel's done for the role.
Yeah, for sure.
For what he's brought and the films and everything like that.
By no means do I want to come across as like completely trashing the dude. It's just like it's that's not where I'm coming from at all. It's like maximum respect for what he's done in terms of the critical acclaim and the respect Bond has in the world and all that kind of stuff compared to previous years, and the success for it as well. But there's also, it's a sort of a bittersweet thing, because it's like, I would want to see him really enjoy it as well. And I'm not sure he has. You know what I mean? You want to see that. When you see Roger being interviewed on set of Moonraker and stuff, and he's like, you can tell he's just really enjoying life. Do you know what I mean? He's like, he gets how lucky he is to be in that position, and he's just there enjoying every moment and milking it. And it's like, I don't get that vibe from Daniel at all. And that's the thing is,
maybe you're right in terms of the career path, and maybe he wants to go the other route. At least now he has the opportunity to do whatever he wants. This guy's been Bond. He could walk into any production basically. So if he wanted to go that route, now he can. So
maybe that is it, and he's like, right, now I can get to do the stuff I really wanted to do, which is probably a smart career move, really, at the end of the day.
Exactly.
But
it's that way.
Let's see what
the
future holds.
Indeed.
But yeah, man. Oh man, I want a Brosnan type for the next one. That's what I'm holding out hope for.
And well, there's things. I mean, if you don't believe everything, but apparently some people are saying, well, Cavill is almost done deal now.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently other people are saying the guy from Bridgerton,
Reggae,
Reggae Jean Page, is it? I think.
Yeah.
He's hot on the heels, but
see, I think he's an awful actor. I will say
what else has he been in apart from Bridgerton?
Never seen anything apart from Bridgerton, but like I feel like he's quite a cheesy actor. I don't see Bond. Obviously, he's a really handsome dude, but I don't see Bond in him at all. I don't get that vibe from him at all. But yeah, maybe it's one of these total unknowns, like we say, that just nobody knows of yet, and they've got somebody in the back pocket. But I think Cavill's the obvious choice for me. I know a lot of people aren't that excited about him, but I think it's like, I've said it before, but I think it's like with Pierce, where Pierce was born to play Bond. You know what I mean? That was what he was designed for, I think, from birth.
Designed for.
Do you know what I mean? No, he's like that classically handsome bastard, smooth. He ticks all those Bondian boxes, doesn't he? If you look at that dude back in the 80s, pre Living Daylights, pre all that stuff, and you stick him in a tux, you'd be like, that dude, he's got the Bond vibes. You know what I mean? You just feel it. And I think, even though I do get that sort of thing, people say how Cavill is a bit wooden and, not a hugely charismatic personality and all that kind of stuff. I understand where they're coming from, but I think you put him in the tux and you put him as Bond, and I think that's the one thing he'd be fucking amazing at. That's my bet anyway. At least I hope so. But yeah. And
he's also got the history, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Came
exactly.
Super close to doing it.
Knowing how Eon are with that sort of stuff, with little past things coming back again, I do think if I were to put money on it, I would say Cavill would be the next Bond. A lot of people say he's too big a name for it now, but I do think there's a lot.
But what's bigger than Bond? Bond's bigger than Superman.
Well, especially in recent years. But my thought is with that, it's a different world nowadays where you never used to have big name directors directing Bond, did you? You know what I mean? And it's like M was always a sort of journeyman actor. He wasn't a big name himself like Ray Fiennes is, and all that. So it's a different world now. So I do think it's a different beast. I do think I suggest maybe we won't get that unknown television actor type this time, that if it is Cavill, and he's obviously a name. I would also say he's not a huge name, is he? He's not like his name's not on the top of billboards in movies every other month, is he? He's around, people know him, but he's not that super duper like selling out the cinema in a billion different series type. He's not like The Rock or, you know, somebody like that. Do you know what I mean? He's flying about as Superman a little bit, or he was. You got The Witcher and stuff like that. Little part in Mission Impossible there, but he's not like a superstar. He's like a star. So yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling a bit now, but yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on who you'd want to direct him? If it was him in particular?
Martin Campbell. Give me that.
Oh, there's you go.
Yeah. I'll have Martin Campbell. That would be first choice. Absolute man. Perfect for rebooting Bond and bringing him to a new generation. He's the man for that job as far as I'm concerned. Backup favourite would be the backup favourite for Casino Royale, which is Matthew Vaughn. It was Matthew. Yeah. That's his name, isn't it? Matthew Vaughn. Yeah. I was thinking Vince Vaughn for a second. Yeah, Matthew Vaughn. He would be my backup man for the job, I think.
Cool.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I'll be down for Martin Campbell, definitely. Yeah. I know he's obviously getting on a bit, so he's probably not going to be running around as much as he used to.
Yeah.
But I mean, that man, he just knows Bond, doesn't he? And he knows how to direct. And yeah, he'd do a smashing job. Yeah. So do you think 2022, we know we're not going to get, are we going to get anything new from Bond in 2022? Are we going to hear anything about Bond 26? Are we going to hear potentially who's definitely going to be Bond? Are we going to hear any light story threads? Are we going to hear anything about how Eon might sell up or whatever? What do you think we're going to get from Bond in 2022?
I don't know. Here's the possibilities, right? You might get an announcement of who the next Bond is going to be. But I feel like if you're going to announce who the next Bond is going to be, then the whole machine of the next movie has to start rolling very quickly after that to keep the hype train going. It's not going to be you announce the next Bond and then 2 years later you start making the next film, because then it's not right. My gut feeling tells me we won't get anything in 2022. Maybe 23. Don't know. My gut tells me no. I don't think we're going to get anything in 2022. What about you?
If we do, it's not going to be.
See, here's my thought, right? If I was in charge of Eon, right? If Barbara just handed me the keys, and I'd been working with Daniel for the last however many years it's been, and it's like, yes, this has brought Bond back to higher heights than we've had in donkey's years, and all that kind of stuff. There would always be a part of me, because whenever they say to Barbara, they always say, you know, who's going to be the next Bond? She's like, oh no, I can't even think about it post Daniel. I bet she's been thinking about it post Daniel.
Well, she
must have done, because when you hold the keys to that, right, you've got to be in the back of your mind. I almost think it would be irresponsible of being the steward of that franchise to at least have given it a thought. You have to have been like, what's the next step after this? You have to have at least sat down and thought about it. But obviously, that's not a polite thing to do while the current dude is sitting next to you on a press tour. You know what I mean? So she can't say that. But underneath, I feel like she has a plan. Whether it's been like, okay, there's been some outlines and treatments written for the next Bond, the film, I would suggest that I would do that. If I was the head of Eon, I'd be like, right, I'm going to get Purvis and Wade aren't involved anymore. They want to bow out. I'd have a group of writers, and I'd go out to them and say, like, top secret, not allowed to tell anybody. Give me a treatment of what you do for a fresh Bond film. And there's got to be those documents sitting in the safe somewhere at Eon. There just has to be, I think. And it all depends on how far down that line there is. Publicly, it would be denial knowledge. Do you know what I mean? No, absolutely not. Nothing's happened at all. Secretly, I feel like there has to have been some work done, at least a few brainstorming sessions of, okay, who's on the market as an actor? Who do we feel is right? You know, let's have some conversations. This is where we take it in terms of feel and vibe and all that kind of stuff. I feel like that has to be a thing. Do you agree with that, or do you think she's telling the truth 100%?
Well, are you suggesting that we break into Eon at night, get past the laser room to the safe, and then
well, we know where it is, don't we?
Use your little safe cracker and get those documents out.
100%.
No, I absolutely agree. There's, of course, she'd only say, "Oh, I can't think of that until while Daniel's still here." Of course, she'd say that, but like 100%, they've got a list of names, and they might be added to, as time goes on. But they definitely would have people they're considering. Definitely have ideas. Get people to float some ideas around. And also that would have been happening even more so now that the film's out, without a doubt. So things will be happening. Whether we hear anything or not, I don't know. If we do, it probably won't be a huge thing unless it's right towards the end of the year. Yeah. But if that's the case for Bond, what's the case for JBR in 2022, my brother?
Well, we're going to come back in the spring sometime, aren't we? We're going to have a little break and post-Christmas break, and we'll be back in the spring. And obviously, we'll. I think have we already decided what we're coming back with? Are we? I
don't know what the initial episode is, but we're definitely going to finish off our movie reviews. So 100%. We've got Casino, we've got Quantum, we've got Skyfall. So we're going to do those. Yeah, and we've got a few other little bits and pieces in the can as well. At least ideas and. Couple of episodes that are brewing on the sidelines as well. So I don't know what the first thing would be. I'm not sure yet. But springtime, there we go.
We'll be back in the spring, absolutely. All right then. Until then, hope everybody has a very happy Christmas. You got all the presents you wanted. Hopefully we'll have a much smoother 2022 than we've had a 2020 or a 2021. And, who knows? Maybe next year we will get a new Bond announcement and the train will start moving. Who knows? I guess it depends how deep Barbara's gone on that work, in the meantime, on the quiet. But until then, I've been Tom Sears.
I've been Chris Wright.
And James Bond Radio will return in the spring. We will see you then, everybody.
Take care. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Hope you enjoyed the show. Good night.